Gotta be a fucking not even on the show.
Yeah,
You,
you hate to see
you
it.
hate to hear it.
Guys, this show today, I call this like the worst show of the year to produce, right? On a normal show, we might have like 40, 50 slides, like maybe like 1 to 5 graphics we need to make. Tonight's show, I think, has like 46 graphics, and it has like 108 slides. It's such a pain in the ass to produce, and I've been working on it. I stayed up to like 4 in the morning last night. I basically worked through lunch to get through it, all the dotting the I's and crossing the T's, because we're launching the award show tonight. It's a big show for us. And we're literally pressing the go live button. Like, you couldn't be any more last minute. Like, the fucking wheel is spinning. And Ben goes, "What was the movie of the week last week?"
Wait, what was the movie?
Like, bro. And he goes, "My signal cut out when you said it." I'm like, "Well, you're fucking telling us now?" It's
I dropped the
what was
ball
the
last
movie?
week on Hot Seat.
Oh,
I missed the
my
movie of the
God.
week.
Because
Wait a second. Who picked the movie last week?
It was Marco that picked it.
Marco, what was it? I forgot.
What?
That's a good question.
The chat room
So apparently I'm
was
the
Al-
only
it was
one in
Elf
the group.
for
Oh,
Oh, we've
yeah,
watched that
a
100
million
times.
times.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, we're good.
That's
We're
why
good.
it's not a big deal that if you may not have watched it this week,
We're
'cause I
good.
know everyone's seen it. But I mean, fuck, guys, like, I'm over here sweating over this damn. My iPhone was like gonna explode. I felt the battery swelling as I was editing this shit, and fucking. You got
Here we are not watching the freaking movies. Hate to see it.
Zach messages me. I'm like, I'm working.
I'm like, bro, I'm working too. I'm trying
At
to.
least
I'm like, does
someone
anybody
was.
work?
Damn.
Well, clearly not. Fuck.
Oh man, you guys are. I fucking hate you guys sometimes.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
You've got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection. These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Should we lock in the artillery power?
This is the true form of lore gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Buddy the Elf. What's your favorite color?
And I'm Ben.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank our friends over at 16 Corner for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. Don't forget to use code CW10. That's capital C, capital W10 during our live recording for 10% off all in-stock items. Go over to 16corner.com and check it out.
We have a jam-packed show for you guys tonight. Literally, the show is dripping with jam tonight because we have so much to talk about tonight. We have some figures. We have some very special nominations to bestow. I mean, better than the Oscars, better than the Grammys, better than the Tonys. This is the
Zach, do you know the difference between jam and jelly?
Wow, I don't.
Well,
I do, but I don't want you to say
you
it.
can't jelly any more figure news into the show.
There you go.
That
as
was
soon as you
amazing.
said it, I knew you were going with that, and I'm glad
That
you
was
didn't
less
go the
sexual
way
than I expected.
you were going to tell us what you could and couldn't jam, and I fucking,
wasn't sure.
I'm glad you didn't go that
It's
way.
like pudding. I'm never going to ask about pudding ever again.
Oh, you got set up ugly. I will never forget that.
Dude, I was trying to tell that joke at work one time because I work at a grocery store. So the bagger, as I was like checking out this lady's groceries, and the customer was like, "What is the difference between jam and jelly?" And I was like, I had to just make some shit.
Was
Like,
that
it's
your
all about
last
the
day?
Fructose.
No, it's not my last day. I did pretty good.
We have Toy Mafia in the chat, Carlito Gilbert, David Jones, Mr. Mops Collectibles, SpongeBob SquareBalls. Hope Thomas is feeling all right. He kind of mentioned he was in a little bit of pain this week, so I hope you feel all right, buddy. Absolute Irwin, Young Obi. Good morning, England and USA, though through in the World Cup. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, almost, dude. We fucking almost lost to Iran today.
What a crazy
Pablo
match.
Meza,
Good morning,
Yomo,
USA.
Bob Dylan, where are the deals? I don't know, man. You tell me. Doc Smizzle, Leighton Richards, Legends. How's everybody doing? Daniken Lee Walker, Doc Smizzle, Yomo, Jazzy, Joe, John Ortiz. Yo, John, you got that Switch for sale, bro. I'm going to have to talk to you about that. Also, we got Carlito in the house. Hot Toys Mark IV War Machine is going up on Sideshow's Last Chance page. I don't know what that is, but Dean, we have a very special show a very special segment, excuse me, that we start off all the best shows with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. What did you get new this week? I finally got my Hot Toys Ahsoka from Clone Wars. Bless Steven and Daisy's heart. They let me keep it on layaway for like 6 months or some shit.
Jesus
I
Christ.
felt
Dean.
so bad, but
No, put them out of business, Dean. How dare you?
I know. But yeah, I'm super stoked to have her in the collection, and what a figure. I'm actually really blown away by it. Not much in the way of posability just because I'm afraid of the arms, but they feel a little more durable than, like, say, even like the Wonder Woman. Her arms feel like they wouldn't really deteriorate, but I'm not going to risk it, so I just have her standing in a neutral pose. I have her right here on my desk. She's super cool. Love it. If you're on the fence about getting it, get it. To me, this is like the Ahsoka to get. I'm not a big Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka fan. I like her as a actress, but this is the one to get, I think. So if you're on the fence, grab it.
Nice job, buddy. Congrats. That's awesome.
I got
I've
some
seen a
other
couple
stuff,
cool.
but I'll save it for next week. What were you gonna say?
I've seen a few neutral poses with like the lightsabers down at the sides. It's still relatively straight arms. That looks pretty badass.
Yeah. That's pretty much exactly how I have her. Just the blades aren't on it. But
I actually really like that the hood look. Like
it's pretty
Rebels.
sweet.
I think it looks fucking clean, bro.
Yeah.
Like that fucking Gandalf look.
Any
John,
worry that the dye might stain her? What are these called that she has? It starts with an L,
Leku?
right?
the Leku.
Legumes.
Well, like no skin actually
I think
touches.
that's a bean.
So, and then the cloak is like a just kind of clothy material. It's not like dyed or anything. So I wouldn't really worry about that. But
Okay, I kept mine in the box, but I might have to bust it
you'll
out.
love to hear it.
I have it in the box too, but
A true collector.
That's right. Not the whole figure, John, just so we're clear.
Oh, well, damn.
Oh,
Jeez.
he was impressed and then
I
disappointed.
was. Anyways.
The highest highs and the lowest lows, Johnny. I hate to see it.
Speaking about keeping in the box,
what do you got,
I
buddy?
finally picked
Oh
up
my
this. Finally put a pre-order down for the LBS Hulk.
wow.
Wow.
Fully
Very nice.
vested now. There's no going back.
My goodness. What kind of deposit do you look at for something like this?
Canadian, almost $2,000.
Shit.
Oh,
Is that like half of it or?
A little less than half. It was about 50.
not bad.
I think it was about 15 Canadian. All in shipped. You're looking at close to 46.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this is like a grail for you, right? Like this is like
Yeah, like
gonna
this is
really.
third scale, like monstrosity.
Yeah, you've been talking about this for a while now, so
Yeah.
congrats, buddy. I know you were kind of on the fence about it. What made you finally pull the trigger?
Well, I've always been interested. It was more the price point, trying to get behind that price point because it's crazy. That's why I picked up the Cap and the Thor. Is I wanted the trio. And then
Did
when
you
they,
like sell a bunch of stuff, or
No,
you were
no,
just
I
like,
have-
fuck it.
No, I just pre-ordered. I think I am going to be clearing up some stuff, but not because of this. It's just because it's time to make some room and kind of.
You know what you need to invest in, John?
What?
Like a full size ladder. I think the step ladder
Yeah.
is not going to work for this one. You got to get a full size.
Bro, they
Full-size
did
He's
a-
gonna need a full
one of those
size
fucking
other
frames.
person for this fucking thing.
Bro, they did a what they called a like a packaging test.
I saw that.
Yeah.
They're, like, throwing it around.
So they had it in the box and they were throwing it, and then they unbox it, and the guy picks up the. So this comes with 3 torsos, right? It comes with the 3 upper torsos. and he picks it up, and it's literally the size of from his belly button to his chin, and past his body widthwise.
God damn.
An absolute monster.
No breakage?
No breakage. It was fine. Yeah.
Wow.
I wish I had that job. Just fucking throw shit around.
Yeah, like
you could work for Sideshow.
Like, what am I doing for?
Jesus Christ. There you go.
Or Canada Post.
Fuck, that was such a good joke, dude. Damn. Wish I thought of that. That was a good joke.
That was good.
But yeah, no, 2024. So I got time to fucking get my.
You gotta clear some space for. You gotta build a new room or something.
Jesus,
It's Christmas for the next 2 years.
It's 4 boxes.
Holy cow! And remind me again what the price was on this, John.
It depends. So you could have bought one Hulk, or you buy the 3. So depending on that, the one Hulk I think was a little over 2,000, and then all 3 was a little over 3,000 US.
Oh, so you got to go all
makes
3
sense.
then.
Yeah.
But the
So if
shipping kills you, right? The shipping is shipping's over $1,000.
Oh boy! All right, this is not a cheap package.
No.
So if you only get the one, do you pick the one that you want, or this like the base version is set
Correct.
for like? Oh, I see. So which one's the base version?
There isn't necessarily a base version. You pick whichever
okay, you do
version you
pick-
want.
oh, I
you
see,
get to
I
pick
see.
whichever one you want.
Oh, that's not
But
not too bad.
the deluxe comes with all 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I hate how Prime 1 did that. Obviously, you talked Statues on Friday, but just
Yeah.
quickly, I hate how Prime 1 did that. The Batman, where it's like the Jim Lee concept, but to get the Pattinson head, you had to get like the most deluxe version to get it. I didn't like the way that they did that.
Well, was that more comic, and then they just gave you the
Yeah,
movie?
exactly.
Yeah, that's what they did. Yeah.
They did do the one where it was just
Yeah,
like
then
a
they did-
pure
yeah,
straight
yeah.
rip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. That's going to be quite the unboxing when it comes in. So good luck with that.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, guys.
That's fantastic. Marco, you also had you probably paid as much as John did, to be honest. You had
What a week.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I did get a lot of stuff, but I do want to highlight in true bargain bin bro fashion. All of it was on sale. So starting from the Scorpion, right? That one had gone blue screen. I think it still is. I had so many points. I only paid shipping, so that was $20. So felt good about that. Beautiful piece, by the way. Highly recommended if you can get it at a good price. This Boban throne. Shout out to John Hensley with Off the Racks Collectibles. I know he's partnered with
great
CW
guy.
in the past. So if you're looking for anything, message him on Facebook. Took care of it, made a really good deal on this Boban throne. So excited to add that. Shout out to Cuervo, who found this Miles Morales for an absolute steal where he's at one of his local comic shops. So the price was too good. I couldn't say no, honestly. I was like, bro, just buy it. And next time I see you, I will get it from you. So have that one come in. And then if you wouldn't mind going to the next slide. This LeBron James finally came in.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say where we got this from, or are you still
at this
holding
point?
on this?
Oh man, so I was like not upset, but I was just kind of laughing. So when I talked about it on the main show, I thought I got a really good deal, and then it went even cheaper. And one of our comments was like, "Yo, dude, it went to this price." I posted it in all the groups. I'm like, "No, why would you do that? Like now it's going to be much more difficult for me to get another one." And it sold out pretty quickly. But yeah, go ahead and plug where you got it from.
Yeah, so this site called Network, where they have an app as well. $50, so it was $70 shipped. I'm not a Lakers fan. You know, LeBron on the Lakers, I don't really care about. I used to be more of a LeBron fan, but for $50, I really couldn't say no. So finally have an Enterbay figure to go with my empty hoop. So that, I mean, I was making all my own deals here. And then last thing I'll say, video games, never buy them full price if you can wait. This was like more than half off, and this came out not too long ago. Horizon Zero Dawn. Or what is this one?
Game.
Something
Forbidden
wild.
West.
Forbidden West. So been wanting to add this.
I thought we were getting the Batman game, but fuck.
I didn't see any deals good enough. Dean, we're getting it. We're getting it.
PSN, it was like $40, but whatever.
Oh man!
Guess I'll
All
just
right,
go
drop
eat
some
my
30
own ass.
rolling.
What?
We weren't going to eat
What
ass
Batman
in the
game are you
though, were we?
talking about? Also, can I get this
Gotham
game of
Knights.
ass
Or
eating on
Gotham
the
Knights.
There
table?
you go, Gotham Knights.
Jesus, Dean was about to have some Gotham Knights
Man,
indeed.
Dean. Dean, love you, bro. We got a
Then
game
Marco
soon, though.
just dick me around all the time.
Dude, I
That's
still
the problem
do
is we're
work.
not dicking you around.
Both of y'all.
That's
Wow,
the
you hate to
problem.
see it.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so
Sorry.
made all my own deals this Black Friday.
Jazzy says, great deal. Had to get LeBron and Shaq. I think Shaq went back in stock. I want it so bad, but to me, it's like much less of
It doesn't
of a
even look
deal.
like Shaq though.
It does though. He looked busted as fuck when he was a rookie, or not a rookie, but when the '98 season, he looked goofy
Okay,
as hell.
that's fair.
I mean,
let me ask you
to be
this.
honest, he's a very odd-looking man. He's fucking 8 feet tall almost.
Are they height accurate to each other?
Yeah, so the LeBron, like when I put him next to Gandalf the White, I mean, he would dunk on Gandalf like no problem. Like he's fucking huge.
Okay,
so, yeah,
but
they're
like
height
Shaq
accurate.
compared to LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Shaq I think is almost like a. I mean, one of the guys I was talking to said like he's like a 15-inch figure, but that doesn't sound right scale wise. But I guess it could be. I mean, he's a fucking monster. He's huge.
Yeah.
How many figures
so-
do you have now, Marco? How many? Like, what does this bring you up to?
Oh,
or
total
is that a
figures?
secret?
I'm still under 50, I would say, but it's climbing up there. But hopefully, module cases come in within the next few months, so can have my display a little bit more organized.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well, congratulations there. So I had an interesting week. So I, was kind of thinking of doing some Black Friday shopping, and the deals were just so bad. And obviously, we'll talk about that later in the show. There was some good deals locally, some shops. I don't want to name any names. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but there was some decent-ish deals. But literally right when I was getting ready to go, like Thursday, thinking like, are we going to go out tonight to go Black Friday shopping, or like where are we going to go Friday morning? We have this group called the Stash Bin. It's mostly like smaller scale collectors. There are some high-end collectors in the group though. And one of the guys in the group had posted this Ender 3 Pro 3D printer, and this is like, when it's not on sale, it can be as high as like 300. When it is on sale, I mean, you might be looking at like, I think 220, 230 plus tax. And so I was able to talk the guy down to $80 for this, and it had like about a half roll of filament, which is about 10, 12 bucks. And it had the memory stick and the USB stick, and now I'm able to print resin and filament. So I've been having like a blast printing like all kinds of shit, and
Dude,
it is fucking awesome.
It's so fucking cool. I tell people all the time, especially in our hobby, having a 3D printer is like, you almost can't not have one.
Yeah,
Like you absolutely need to get one.
Yeah, and the files you can find are incredible. Like I printed that dragon. It's like a flexible, like it prints in one piece, but it's like a floppy. Like,
yeah, it's so cool.
But then I was like,
the articulation around itself, so like
Yeah.
it won't break. It doesn't come apart. It's totally one fucking solid piece. And it prints on the bed. You just pull off the bed, and you have a dragon toy. It's cool.
yeah. So this
That's
this was that dragon. So it prints, in
cool.
one piece, and then it's like good to go. But then I was like, I mean, I want to look at like the best printed files that you can find. So I just searched like the filter best of all time. And so I made an ocarina for Victoria, and then a kids one for Vivi. And
Do they
then
actually
I
work?
made. They do work. And
Wow.
I regret
I
making
might get you
Vivi.
to. Can you make me one of those potentially?
Yeah, of course. And then I was like, well, we have our ornament file. Let me just on
Scale that
Tinkercad,
bitch up.
yeah, scale it up and then cut off the little top portion. And I printed a full logo, like pretty big size. And I was like, dang, my wallet's kind of busted. And I found a wallet file, so I made like the Cascade wallet where you like flip your thumb and all your cards like eject out.
Oh, you 3D
that's
printed that? I saw it,
hilarious.
and I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah,
That's
no.
awesome.
So I was fiending, and then we one of our friends is having a kid, and Victoria was like, "Can you make like a thing for the kid?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I printed this for the kid, and so it's I've been going crazy. I've already used like it was only about a third of a roll of filament, but I've already used that and had another roll spool delivered today.
It's having a 3D printer. It's a lot of like trinkety bullshit that you could print. Like, oh, I could print this cool vase or like a fucking fidget thing. And it's like, you don't really need that stuff, but it's cool that you could do it. But then, like I said, in this hobby, it's like a must. Like, oh, I could do this weapon. I could do this accessory. You could print a whole fucking clone armor set now, Zach. Like, the sky's the limit. Like, you could do
I was
all
looking
kinds
for.
of shit.
I've been getting into the Middle Earth fantasy game, the Warhammer. It's like Warhammer for like Middle Earth, and I'm a part of this Patreon. and the guy that is a patron does support free terrain, so it's like a 14-hour print, but it'll print like a ruined building, like of Osgiliath. So I think that's going to be like my next long print. But
Dean.
Sorry, John, what were you saying?
I was gonna say Dean was talking about trinkety bullshit. Speaking about that, how about that sideshow BOGO sale? No, I'm kidding.
Dude, that so fucking sucked, bro.
Zach,
We'll talk about it, but dude, that
What's
show
going on, Big Dog?
Is John
sucked,
coming for
bro.
a sideshow tonight, dude?
Yeah.
I think John's mad. I think they.
Are we talking
deleted
about
your-
that tonight?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
They deleted your. I don't know if they deleted your post, but I.
Oh,
They blocked me.
But you got.
What?
Wait,
I got blocked
Okay, we need to
from the
talk.
group.
from the group. Okay.
Wow, your post wasn't even that critical.
No, I got blocked for what happened after I did with the post.
Well, you
After I
posted the reactables.
Exactly. So I
I see.
and I there was no malintent. The post was to literally I was actually helping somebody with the
It
post.
was like,
But it was fine. The post was fine. And
who were you helping?
well, I'm not going to
Like,
get
what do
into
you
that, but
Oh, okay.
at the end of the day, we expressed how we felt about the sale or whatever, and the comments were fine or whatever. And it was this morning I posted the reactables that we filmed yesterday on the sale. Not to like, whatever. I just posted it. I didn't say come follow me, do anything. I just posted it in the comment section as like feedback. So if the company watches it, Sideshow watches it, it's feedback, whatever. It's documented. And I got deleted. And I fucking went ham. I messaged all 4 moderators. I messaged the admin. I went after
bro, I
them.
don't work here anymore.
And I'm like, what happened? Whatever. I'm back in there now. But
Oh shit.
yeah, because I told
shocked.
him, I'm like, what do you? I'm like, no, like, it was because I posted the link. You're not
yeah.
supposed to post a link, and I'm like,
Okay, so let me ask you this, because
Yeah.
I'd been meaning to ask you, but a lot of people were saying you were copying and pasting the post. So when you said you were helping someone, were you just reposting what they had posted? 'Cause
no, I
it sounded
tweaked-
like you had typed it. Like
yeah,
was very
it got
much your
tweaked a
rhetoric.
little bit. I tweaked it a bit.
Oh, okay. So
One
that's what people
person
were
said
saying,
that.
But I was like, I don't think John is copying this.
No,
Maybe
no, I
thinking-
would never do
'cause sometimes
that.
you'll
Something
post
like
the
that.
same post in like 3 or 4 groups to like get the
No.
eyes out there.
No,
Okay.
nothing like that. But yeah, I posted the link. Not for, it was they were considered self promotion. It was self promotion. I didn't say come follow me or anything. It was literally just to if they watched it, right? It's there. I didn't say anything. But either way, I'm back in there now, and whatever.
Well, congratulations for
there's
avoiding your
nothing-
ban.
There's nothing to congratulate.
So
Some people
Dean
try
says
really hard to
Dean
get
says that there's trinkety bullshit, and he's not wrong because I did print some trinkety bullshit. I found files for the 1977 Gandalf and Hobbit, Gandalf and Bilbo rather, and I printed them in D&D scale. And okay, so Amazon kind of fucked up one of my orders, but it was actually like a happy accident. I had ordered more white resin to print more of these ornaments because I think we sold like 11 of them or however many, and I was running out. And so I ordered more white resin, but they sent me a bottle of clear blue. And, they're like, we'll fix it, whatever. But I've been wanting to try this clear resin for a while. It is fucking magical.
That
I mean,
looks
it looks
sick.
It looks like those holograms that come with the Hot Toys. But
Yeah.
it's crazy because you can see...
Or like Force Ghosts.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I had a print that failed. Yes, exactly. I had a print that failed. And I was like, well, I've printed this file like 10 times and I know it works. And inside the vat, there was a tiniest little chunk of resin that I guess had, somehow gotten in the vat. And I guess it just made the build plate like just a tiny bit off level.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, like that's crazy. But man, I got, I was printing all kinds of shit. So I printed the CW ornament in this, like I call it the snow blue color. I was just printing all kinds of random shit. So there's a bunch of the Lord of the Rings guys that are like, yo, can you print me this? Can you print me this? And like,
It's a business.
I'm making a little bit of scratch. And at this point,
Nice.
once all the orders come through, the printer will have paid for itself, and I'm almost already paid for the filament one. So if anyone needs anything printed, there was a guy, he makes a lot of custom figures, and the code cylinder. So the Empire ones are like a certain sculpt, and then the Republic ones are slightly different. But to buy them on Toy Anxiety, you have to be like fucking fast to get them because they sell out instantly. And I saw him, ask like, "Does anyone 3D print? Can you 3D print this?" And I was like, "Oh, sure." And I'm printing him like 9 of them, and it was not a bad job for me. So very excited to get into this world of 3D printing, and maybe I'll get a few more printers to
Yeah, can we clear that up?
Yeah, Rob says so. One person blocked John, and he cusses out 4 mods.
No,
in
no,
the channel.
that's not how it worked. Oh
I
yeah,
don't know
that is pretty
if
much
the
how it
owner
works.
of
How's that not correct?
They blocked me. No, the site, the page is owned by Sideshow. It's Sideshow. It's an actual
no,
legit.
but is the
Sideshow.
owner of the company in that page too? There's a guy called Bossy Boss, but I assume he's. Just
Oh, I don't know if the owner's there. It's some people. You know how you give some people some power and a mouse, and that's it. They think they're. It's I don't know.
Or a microphone.
Yeah, John, we work with you every week.
Yeah, well.
Wow.
No wonder the show's doing so well.
How dare you?
Oh man, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall to see John tear into these people.
No, I was nice about it. I wasn't disrespectful. I'll be honest. I was actually nice. I apologized. I was like, look, come on. I personally, deep down in my heart, I feel like they didn't like that post, and then me posting the link was just a reason to.
You gave me
Bro, they just gave you just enough rope, John.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute because that was some bullshit, to be honest. But yeah, I've been having so much fun with this 3D printing stuff, and it's an incredible hobby. The things that you can print, Ben. If you really need an ocarina, I can definitely help you out there.
Yeah.
The adult one
that'd be
doesn't
sweet.
sound as well as the kids one. Which
I wouldn't
is
play it.
Really,
I would just
which is
display it.
oh, okay, which is really annoying though because Vivi has been fucking all day from the moment she wakes up to the time she goes to bed playing that thing, and I fucking hate everything.
I'm telling you, if you do the Star Wars, the Ghosts, the Force Ghosts, you will.
That would be pretty cool.
Obi-Wan or something. Oh yeah.
That would be pretty cool. So we do have hot seats tonight. That'll be after the break.
Oh,
we're doing
God.
Oxperdy today. So I've toned down the difficulty of the questions after much feedback from the chat and from the panel. So hopefully they're not too easy. And if they're too easy, then I'll have to make them a little more difficult. So we're gonna keep moving the goalpost on this until we get it right. But I feel confident that these are good questions. I wrote them the day after the last Jeopardy, and I've tweaked them, all month, and I think they're pretty good. So
I still have
hopefully
PTSD after last hot seat.
Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy them as much as I do. But let's get into the news. We'll start with Exo-6 here. Star Trek Deep Space Nine Quark. 215 releasing Q2 2003. I don't know anything about this character. I've actually never seen Deep Space Nine, but a lot of people on Nanjim's page were very excited for this character. So I'd be curious if Ben is able to enlighten me as to why this guy's so popular. But people were fucking going bananas for this thing. I think the sculpt looks good. I looked up the character. I don't see anything very obviously wrong. The outfit looks like it would be an absolute nightmare to create. So I can't even imagine the logistics that go into making something like this with all that pattern printing. But Ben, what's the deal with Quark? Why are people so like? I mean, even Nanjim said this was going to be like their best-selling figure of all time. So I don't know about this character, but I'm curious.
I mean, he does say all his figures are going to be the best-selling figures.
You are
that's
not
ever
wrong.
been created.
You're
so
not
I mean,
wrong.
I think it's just a bit of a him, but I mean, this is an amazing character from Deep Space Nine. So the Ferengi race, like his particular race, was showcased in Star Trek: The Next Generation. But you didn't get to know them very well, other than just kind of an antagonist in that show. In Deep Space Nine, you get a chance to kind of know what motivates Ferengis. They have what's called a Book of Acquisition, which is basically kind of like their Bible on how to do trades and deals and kind of skirt the law a little bit. And Quark himself is a bartender in the show. But over the course of the series, he becomes kind of one of the main cast of characters in Deep Space Nine. And he's got some pretty cool, relatively fulfilling storylines. In terms of this figure itself, I mean, you nailed it. I think he looks exactly like the film character. I think the only criticism that I have is that it's got the head kind of separated from the neck piece. So that's a little bit unsightly at certain angles. But for the big ears and stuff, I think it's passable for the most part.
Have you seen his face, bro?
Well, right. They just haven't been very consistent with that. So, like, some figures have had a sculpted head and neck, and it looks really seamless and nice and clean. And then they've had some figures that have, like, that separated piece. So, most specifically, some of the female characters with really slender jawlines, they're kind of that separate piece, which doesn't look good. And then Quark was also in some of the animated show, which is cool. So the animated show actually gives a bit better of a color representation of his outfit, whereas if you look at screenshots from the show, it's a little bit more muted down. But otherwise, super, super cool. And I mean, unless somebody picks up the Star Trek line down in the future sort of thing, once Exo-6 is done with it, it'd be hard to say if we'd ever see a Quark again. Like he's very, very unique in terms of 1/6 scale.
Can you go back to that first picture?
First off, yes, I will. I feel like this is going to be Kanye West's outfit by at least 2024 minimum.
He's already worn this.
Kanye who?
And second, Tina says I don't really watch Star Trek, so I'm sorry to the fans, but Deep Space Nine sounds adultish to me. Dean, I think Deep Space 2 is probably
Don't apologize,
probably
Tina.
sound adultish as well. I mean,
I think Deep Space 2 is probably more than enough, honestly.
I think a lot of people. I mean, that's pretty deep if you ask me. I mean,
yeah.
All I have to say about this is
she says true.
That's amazing.
all I have to say about this is if you're starting a show with Star Trek news, or
there's a slow news.
You know there's a problem. There's a problem. I'd rather see a reissue, to be honest.
Ben,
Secondly, I can't buy this figure. I'll never be able to buy this figure because all I see when I look at this guy's face is 2 Cinnabons on the side of his head.
Jesus Christ.
I was going to ask, Ben, is it true that the Ferengi, it's kind of like an androgynous zone? Or how do you say that?
Ew,
Erogenous?
erogenous?
Yeah. They like, the size of their like ears is kind of like their
Damn, he's
manliness.
got a big dick is what you're saying.
A little bit. They rub each other's lobes to make it feel nice.
Yeah.
So,
Marco, can you rub my
The show
lobes
just
at
keeps
OxCon
getting worse.
23?
I got
It keeps getting worse.
Yeah, the Ferengi are fucking weird, dude.
Everyone's talking about the ears. I can't stop looking at the top of his head.
Dude,
I don't
the
even know
fucking-
what the fuck's
Marco's head looks like.
Looks like 2 fucking croissants or something. I don't know. Truffle.
What's Worf? Is he a Klingon?
he's a Klingon, yeah.
The Klingon fucking beat each other up when they have sex. Like, legitimately, beat
100%.
the fuck out of each other. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we'll see Worf soon.
Dude,
Klingon.
Worf was always my favorite
Worf is
because my
badass.
dad was a Trekkie. So, like, growing up, I always
that
Star Trek
explains
was
it.
always on the TV. I never paid it much mind. I was more Star Wars, obviously. But, yeah, I know enough about Star Trek.
And Ben,
The
you'd
lines
be
are
proud.
getting
This is
deeper.
another guy that I had a 1/12 figure of growing up. So
Wow.
he always
There you
looked
go.
cool to me.
Now,
And made me horny too. I don't know what.
he was touching the lobes. Nanjin
A lot of lips.
has also said that I don't have a slide for it, but I thought it was important to mention on CW as well. The TMP Kirk, so the motion picture Kirk, is so limited that the owner of the company has a damaged figure and it's not possible to replace it. And they've basically said if your figure arrives damaged, is lost, stolen, goes into the Deep Space Nine, I guess, that there are no replacement parts, there are no anything.
That seems
That is the best way.
fuck.
And, all you get is a refund. Which, I mean, he put it in his pocket and it didn't break. But, I mean, come on. There's going to be issues with this figure.
That is the best way to get out of a QC issue. Sorry.
Right?
Hey, man.
There's none.
Sorry.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
And
Fuck.
he even said, Zach, that he destroyed all the files and everything. Like I can just picture
Yes.
him kind of walking through with grenades and just
This is
like
guy Tom Cruise.
That's what happened with, and obviously it's a one-off figure, but I made a 6-scale PewDiePie that was featured on his channel. But we made it was 2 head sculpts, and Watto, when he was doing those, he erased the files after he printed them. He was like, that's it. So.
Kind of like the KFC recipe.
yeah, exactly.
It's like the Coca-Cola recipe is fucking... There's only 2 people that know and they can't be in the same room. That's why Dean and I never hang out together, just in case.
Yeah.
Not for Coca-Cola.
I like Bob Dylan's comment.
If I wanted to get into Star Trek, but I kept getting invited to parties and other social events, never getting
Dude, Star Trek parties are fun. You don't even know what you missed.
Yeah, you rub each other's earlobes. What the fuck? That's how you get greeted at the door. Come here.
How will you pass the nachos? Hello.
Stop. I can only get so erect.
It's a cool looking figure, though. It's a cool looking
Very
figure,
cool
though.
looking.
Yeah, Ferengis were always that, and the Klingons I always thought were the coolest looking Star Trek characters.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is like so humanoid and boring that they were like exciting when they were on screen. It was like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
So we did also have the
Jesus
present toys scissor hands.
This is worse. I'd rather look at Quark for the rest of the show.
I wouldn't imagine rubbing those lobes, Dean. This apparently this is really good though. to the Scissorhands collectors.
No,
because
it's the next one.
It's the next one.
There's 2 Edward Scissorhands coming
There's
out.
2. I put it in for
Oh,
you
there's
for
2 at the moment. Okay,
There's
so
2. Yeah.
okay, so the reason why I said this one may be better is because 1/6 offered a refund if you wanted to switch your order to one or the other. So I didn't quite understand that post. So this
Likely
is the worst
away
one,
from
is what you're
this.
saying.
This is the worst one.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
God.
so this is the good one.
This is the
Okay.
art toys.
This
Yeah,
one,
this
this
is
guy's got a
better.
goddamn afro. He's fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that.
He needs
This
his
looks good.
Scissorhands to get rid of all that.
This is art.
This one looks
toys.
really good. This one looks really good.
Do we have a pricing on this one on the art toys?
I hadn't seen any pricing yet, but at least
Okay,
as
yeah,
in
this
terms of the
looks. This was the one that I thought looked much better. So I was a bit confused when I saw the slides because actually Marco was champion today, helped me out quite a bit. I was like, damn, people are doing flipping out for this, bro. I don't know.
show. Yeah, not this one.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie. I'll be honest. I don't think I've seen it.
What?
Edward Scissorhands?
Dude.
It's been a long time.
Or maybe it's been a very long time.
You could get away with this as a Christmas movie, I think.
Really? Maybe why not?
Yeah.
What's that one called? Is that
This
Oh,
is the
Scissorhands? It's just
Art
Edward
Toys
Art Toys.
Scissorhand. If you find it, I love the base though.
Leighton,
This base looks
Leighton
incredible.
Richards says first pick is Eduardo Scissorhands.
Jesus Christ.
that seems a little racist.
That does seem racial. I
Q1
did not know that Hot Toys made this either. Wow.
Years ago, yeah.
Back
I'm
in the
learning.
day, oh yeah.
I'm learning a lot today.
Q1 to Q2 2023 total price is $212
That's fine. Look at
That's
my
not
price.
bad.
for this.
So
That's a cool-
those are his hands, or he wears gloves that have the
Don't tell him.
scissors?
Don't. I feel
No,
like we
don't
gotta
tell
make
me.
this the movie
Actually,
of the
no,
week.
don't tell me. Yeah, now I'm very curious. I think looking at this shot here, in a way, I kind of like the sculpt on the present toys more in the face, but the hair is what's really killing it for me.
The present toy is more expensive. It's $247.
Goddamn.
Also,
Present Toys looks like it does come with an outfit change from one of the
that
scenes of the
one's
film.
Q4
So-
2023 present toy.
Oh yeah, there you go. He's
Like a
wearing
horrendous
the,
outfit change, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Like
fit
my
him
grandpa
well. in the
would
It
movie
wasn't very
either.
fit well in the movie either. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, this looks like my grandpa would wear.
Yeah, because he kind of shows up and they're like, "Oh, do you want some clothes?" And he's like, "I guess." And
How does
she
he
gives
use
him
that?
like some of her husband's clothes, so it doesn't fit him.
Yeah.
How
well.
does he wipe? There's so many questions. How does
He uses a bidet, fool.
How does he?
So
fucking
Big Bretta
flick
is
the
saying
bean, bro.
present toys has a leather outfit. Art figures is fabric. So another difference
There you
there.
go. So
Does
that
it
would
really matter?
Probably.
Is it
the
real
price would
leather?
go
Well,
up
probably
if
for
it's leather.
longevity, if anything. But
But is it real leather or is it pleather? I'd rather have
Actual
the
leather.
cloth.
honestly, even if this one started to fail, it would probably look good.
Damn, I kind
You're
of want
not
to watch this
wrong.
movie now. I kind of want to watch this movie.
It's
Make it
really
tonight.
cool.
Let's make.
What is
let's
this
make it
red
tonight's
thing?
movie.
What is this red thing here? Is it
Oh,
sunglasses?
No, he goes to a
Look
he
like
does a
Steiner
Christmas
shades.
he does a Christmas presentation, and it's like he cuts up a
Oh,
bunch of paper
yeah,
and like
maybe I
opens
have
it.
seen this movie before. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so but it's been so long, I don't remember anything about it.
Tim Burton movie. So
Real
Yeah,
leather.
There you go.
It was like almost like his first like foray into his style.
Man, imagine this guy touching your lobes.
Well, look at his
Anyways.
face.
Damn Toys Ada Wong. This one's 350 Q2 2023. This figure looks beautiful.
They have no fucking business charging $350 for it, though.
There's
you're
so
not
much
wrong.
wrong with that.
Okay,
Jesus
No, you
Christ.
can't. You can't say that. I know that. You can't do that. Yeah. So I don't know what their fucking deal is. Now, Damn Toys makes good products. Damn good products. No pun intended.
Wow.
But they shine in like the accessories and like clothing area, like military clothing, like that's like functional. So like the Leon, I was like, okay, I could kind of see how you're charging that kind of money for it, but that still seems really high. And then they did Claire, and I think she's just come out recently. And she just has like a jacket and jeans. So I was like, well, that's kind of still fucking crazy. And now this, and like they're each 350. It's like, god damn, like
Yeah.
there's no way that license is costing this much money. And like, sure, you get like an overcoat and a scarf, but like, I love Ada Wong. She a bad bitch, like in the worst
like
way.
Adrian.
Like she's just like an actual bitch, but she's cool. She's a likable character. What did you say?
She kind of looks like Adrian from Rocky in this one.
Adrian. And but yeah, it's like I could never justify spending $350. Even on the Leon, I didn't buy the Leon. I didn't buy the Claire either. Those are figures I would love to own, but $350? Fuck no.
Yeah, I love these Resident Evil figures. They're $100 too expensive. The Damn Toys Godfather was $250, right? And like that value is incredible for all it comes with. So you would assume they'd have some consistent pricing, but at $350 there just ain't no way. But I will say Hot Toys could learn from this backside, the right picture. They could implement this technology
Cheeks
on the
for
Black
weeks.
Widow for sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be on the Sasha Banks.
I will say Leon, Claire, and now this one have each come out like a year apart, and they haven't increased their prices, which is good to see. But I think it's because they're charging so much they don't need to. You know what I mean? Like Hot Toys is like, oh, we'll charge like $250 for this year, and then like a year later, it's like, well, it's going up to $265, and then the year after, it's $280 now. They've consistently been at $350, but fuck, man, like they're just not worth it to me, which sucks. Again, I would love to own these. I have Jill.
Yeah.
I bought the third-party Jill. I don't think they've made a actual. What the hell?
I love Ben's little avatar.
I don't think they've made a Jill yet. That's not a third-party one. So, yeah. And again, she just comes with all the same shit: a typewriter and like some guns. Like it's not like she's coming with groundbreaking shit.
I mean, they do look really good though. Not that that's worth $350, but the accessories do look pretty good.
And like I said, that's where they shine is their accessories. And like Leon, his fucking box is like 90% accessories. He has like 3 or 4 clamshells of guns. She doesn't have that many. So it's like a smaller figure because she's a female figure, so just smaller in general, less accessories, and it's still the same fucking price. No, ain't no way.
And she's a fully seamless body too, right? I couldn't necessarily tell, but it
I'm
looks
pretty
like,
sure she is.
Yeah, which
So
I appreciate
anatomically
them just
accurate,
going.
She looks good. She looks fucking good. That figure looks good, but dear Lord.
Speaking of, Hot Toys released 3 figures this week, which is quite a bit. So we got the Doctor Strange. This is from the latest Spider-Man film. I think it looks okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it.
Dude, I think every Doctor Strange has gotten worse.
I'm telling you that's styrofoam.
You're not wrong. Now there is a bet on the line here. And I want to revisit a clip from episode 195.
Oh, you actually got it?
196. Yeah, I got the clip here, so we're going to play this.
Piece of styrofoam.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, the little like bowl table thing.
Yeah, it's styrofoam.
Oh,
is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Way to make me
How do you
not
know
like it
that?
even more, John.
Dude, John's a master of materials, bro. He fucking looks at it. He's like, dude, die-cast, styrofoam.
It's like the styrofoam they make the boxes out of. You know the black boxes? They're black styrofoam boxes.
They've stated that it's made of styrofoam, or you're saying it looks like it's made of styrofoam?
I 100% would put my hand over fire saying it's styrofoam.
Is that a Canadian thing? Because I don't put hands in fire. I don't do that.
That's not made of styrofoam. Can you
I'm
imagine?
looking it up
styrofoam.
right now.
Look it up, please. Zoom in. We can zoom in if we can do that.
Okay, but it's just textured like plastic. They could do that.
It's styrofoam. It's you know the styrofoam they use for their box.
Okay,
Princess.
Okay, that is not styrofoam.
If that item is styrofoam, I'll fucking buy you one.
Okay, are you saying?
Wow,
It's styrofoam.
Dean,
If
I don't know.
that item is
Jesus,
styrofoam.
Dean. Wow, I don't know if I
Hot
make
Toys
that
doesn't
argument.
put styrofoam in their product. Now I will say I
So
just
we have
have
that
to
on
buy
the
the
line.
accessory, not a full figure.
that's not
No,
what
come
I
on, you
heard.
can't
That's
walk
a
it
full
back.
figure.
That's what I said. I said if that
here
item.
we
I
go.
said
Here
and
we
that-
No, you buy the full figure. Either way, you won. You won because Hot Toys heard it and they changed it for the.
There you go. That's
They're like, fuck John, dude.
we're not giving this.
I could have sworn that
motherfucker a free figure.
motherfucking shit was styrofoam.
The texture does look funny, but I just can't see Hot Toys doing that. Dude, for that kind
I
of
can.
money, I think they would piss off so many people. But it's remained to be seen.
That was fun.
Yeah,
No, it
we
won't. I
should
don't
have an
think it
update. We should have an update.
will. No, if you look at the pictures, I don't think it is.
Dude,
It's not.
100. Dude, I'm not even kidding you. 110%. When the pictures went up for this, I was like, I hope no one remembers about that.
I was the one that called it out too.
It actually looks like
go.
it. It looks like that styrofoam that they use, that grayish.
I know exactly. It's the styrofoam in the Iron Man, the diecast.
The Iron Man and the Hulk. They did. Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
So exactly when you say, I know what you mean, but I still can't.
That was
see them
fun.
doing
I like seeing that clip.
A
That
little
was
trip
good.
down memory lane.
That was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marco
was
looks so
hilarious.
innocent, bro.
Yeah, all wide-eyed and innocent.
Just quickly here, yeah, I think that was one of his first shows. Actually, that's before we did the logo change.
Yeah.
Hot Toys also released Axe Wolves today, so that's very cool.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people were upset that he doesn't come with the head sculpt, but are happy that he comes with double jointed elbows, and I imagine legs as well. But yeah, no portrait. Kind of a weird one. I don't know if it's a character that needs one. I remember back when this came out, we we talked about it. Like, okay, like why does one of these characters have a portrait, the other one doesn't? I don't know, but it did make him just a little bit cheaper.
The Death Watch Mando has like regular ass boots, and what does Axe Wolves get? Boot sleeves. What the fuck is that? It looks so stupid.
Ooh, that looks awful.
Every time, dude.
He's accessorizing. He is accessorizing. We also got Loki. This was actually third. I want to say it was the third longest Hot Toys production schedule. Now, when they showed these photos, because first they said, "Hey, we updated the portrait. Everything's almost done." Then they released the blogger photos. I was panned in the chat because I said the portrait did not look good. People were telling me to get a. Fucking Fern was coming at me too. I was like, "What the fuck, Fern? I got so much to call the IRS right now. You talk to me like that." I don't think that this portrait looks good at all, and I think this figure has a lot of weird problems.
No.
So, well, you don't agree? You think it doesn't?
No,
look
no,
good?
I'm saying no. It doesn't look like
okay.
him.
This has
Yeah.
been
Like that
massive,
doesn't
though.
look like Loki or Tom Hiddleston.
This
I don't
is
think it's
10
enough
years
of an upgrade from the first one, to be honest.
No,
I
the
didn't
first
either.
one is like a near perfect figure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This looks like a different guy. This is not
Yeah,
good.
I was getting panned in this Facebook group for my opinions, and I was getting panned in my own Patreon chats. Your own friends.
Why
that
gotta
do
be
it to
so
you.
negative, Zach? Hate to see it.
It was so bad. It's so bad. I literally don't understand why this took 3 years to come out. I can't wrap my mind around this.
Jesus.
This dude has.
I just
this
need to hear a positive comment about this. I just need to
Okay.
hear what's going to be said.
Do you
about
want
positive.
to hear?
Go ahead.
You want my positive comment? Okay.
I want. It's like a
You
magic.
just
So-
money on it.
Yeah. It is. So I was okay. I'll start with I was a little disappointed too, just because I thought it could be better, especially after such a long wait. However, what this kind of reminds me of is my A New Hope Luke. Luke came with two hair pieces, one so it could slot under that blast shield helmet, and one that was just like regular flowing hair.
It doesn't.
I think they totally should have done that with this figure, because I think that the face sculpt isn't bad. I think that's demonstrated by the fact that it doesn't look bad necessarily in the helmet. At least to me, I can see Tom Hiddleston's likeness with the helmet on.
Tom who?
Tom Hiddleston. It's when it has that slick back look that I think it takes away from it. I think
Bro,
it's
you
the
could-
fact that the hair
But
looks so
here's my
You could
point.
lay
not
every
necessarily
single
not
Infinity-
necessarily the sculpt.
Okay, but
You
why
could
is
lay
this
every single
warranted?
Infinity Stone in on that fucking forehead, bro.
So
This
I will
forehead
say
is
one more.
huge.
I will say
Don't
one
say
more
it,
positive
Marco.
thing.
No, don't say it,
just,
Marco.
just really quickly. I know.
Don't be
And I'm
telling
sure
me new
we'll-
collectors get it. I want to hear it.
No.
Okay.
That's not
I'm
it, John.
still gonna get this figure.
Yeah. Hey, I'm kind of on the fence too. I have it pre-ordered as well, but so I will say I'm sure we'll do a deeper dive on this one on the reissue. But the tailoring, all the materials. So I was watching Denobi stream. He has the original. He was kind of holding it up and kind of going through like all the improvements they made on the actual body. So head sculpt aside, it's a really big improvement, honestly. Like it's a really nice looking figure from the way that they've done the outfit. Now I need to see a lot more data on the sculpt because it looks so
Jesus Christ.
it looks all over the map. Like right there, it looks nice, right? But I mean,
It doesn't
looks
even
weird.
look
Marco,
like it's
I
a
love
nice
you.
portrait,
Marco.
but it doesn't
To
look
me,
like
it looks
Tom
decent.
Hiddleston.
Marco,
Tina says low key. Yeah, low key. This doesn't look anything like Tom Hiddleston, bro.
Marco, I love you, but I'm going to tell you something. You lost every ounce of credibility when you said I was watching Denobi stream.
Man.
Every ounce of credibility.
You got it. Whether you agree with someone or not, you got to take in
No,
all
no,
the data, right? That's my fact.
There's
finding.
agreeing. There's unless you were watching on mute, all credibility.
I don't understand how they went 3 years and they gave us this fucking
Come on.
goofy ass Buzz Lightyear thumb with a
The
fucking
That
fucking-
thumb is weird.
Come on.
right there. I don't get this at all.
If you're gonna reissue a figure, reissue the damn figure properly at least.
I mean, I think I could sculpt a thumb better than that. And it's weird because they do this type of hand all the time, and it's never looked like this with this weird seam. I don't understand what.
We'll be seen as the negative Nancy's, the ones that always bash Hot Toys, whatever. It is what it is. Go fucking sing for your praises. Go to the top of the mountain and sing.
I'm an equal opportunity.
But
I don't think it's amazing, but I don't think it's as bad as people have made it.
No, it's not as bad. But the point here is, Ben, is what is warranted on this figure to reissue it? A little bit of an upgrade on some of the materials.
The outfit materials for sure. I still think it's an upgrade over the face of the first one. I do. I know Dean's saying that.
I would have
fucking perfect.
If I knew, I would have pulled mine out and we would have done a live comparison here.
Don't pull it out on screen, but
yeah.
No, I charge extra for that thing. I'm talking about the
lobes. Touch the lobes.
But Ben, yeah, I don't think it's nearly as good or as bad as a lot of people are saying. Like, it's somewhere in the middle, and I just don't know where in the middle it is just yet.
It was just so hyped for so long too, and because people have waited for so long, we've just built it up in our minds. And it's like we wanted it to be perfect.
Can we agree that fucking thumb though stinks? Like, why?
That is
look like a
kind
thumb,
of ridiculous.
bro.
That looks a little
like
thumb. Spy Kids, you love to hear it.
If it came out in 3 years and it was the best figure I've ever seen, I'd give this much more leniency. But bro, 3 years and we have questions of the portrait. We have questions.
Was it 890 days or something?
We can't even match the skin tone of the hands and the arms.
Bro. To be fair, that's a common thing with figures with sleeves like this. I wouldn't pan them for that.
I've never.
All kinds of figures have that. Yeah.
From Hot Toys?
No.
I've seen Hot Toys that have issues.
I haven't seen it. Not from Hot Toys. I've seen in third party stuff.
They usually don't texture the forms when there's a.
I thought maybe because he has like a guard plate on the top of his hand, and I was like, oh, maybe it loops around his thumb, but it's not on any of the other hands. It's just on this hand that the thumb has this weird seam line on it. I don't know what this is. I told Zach, I was like, maybe the thumb and index finger are connected, so you could.
I don't
and then like detach the thumb so you could put the staff in. But I feel like it'd be easier to engineer the staff coming in two pieces than this fucking thing.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
They've done that before. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what this is. It looks terrible. Like,
I'm telling you, that's Buzz Lightyear's thumb, bro. That made it in the box on accident. This fucking gabagool came out. The Johnny Silverhand, Cyberpunk 2077. I'll be honest. I think this is one of their weaker Keanu sculpts. And I promise it's not like a Hot Toys bashing party right now, for me at least. I don't love this because I feel like they've done really good Keanu portraits. But this is an interesting figure. I think when you get these niche, very specific type of figures with some really cool accessories, like I feel like down the line, it's tough because, Dean, you know this with No Man's Sky, right? Like, it went from being one of the worst games of all time to possibly one of the best games ever made. And if Cyberpunk makes that turnaround, you don't like No Man's Sky? No Man's Sky is fucking incredible. Anyways, but what I'm saying is if Cyberpunk makes that turnaround and this is long sold out, I could see this one being a grail for sure.
Cyberpunk is really fucking good. It's a really good game.
I've heard from numerous people, man, what? Says it only took 3 business years to ship. Yeah.
I love that business years. That's awesome.
Yeah, 10 days to 3 years. Yeah, so I've heard from many of people that Cyberpunk is now finally a fully playable, enjoyable game. Unfortunately, it took them... How long has the game been out? 2 years? It's taken them this long to get it fucking right. And for me personally, I'm not going to reward them by buying their product, no matter how good it finally is. You didn't
Even
release
for
it properly.
$10?
Even for $10, I'll never buy this game.
Wow.
If someone gives it to me, sure, but I will never spend my own money on this. So for me personally, I'm going to actually agree with Zach. I could see this thing kind of drying out, maybe slowly, and then there's going to be like a huge resurgence of this game maybe one day, and people will want it. I don't think it's the greatest Keanu likeness in the world. But, I mean, for what the figure's supposed to be, I think they nailed it. just based on like the trailers and stuff. And I've watched a couple of gameplays. It plays the part it's supposed to play. So I don't hate it. I just would never get it.
I'm a little bit opposite as to Zach on this one. I think for the game, I think the character, the way they did the sculpt, I think it looks good. I think this passes in my book. I'm glad they didn't do seamless arms on that left arm there. But I'm not interested in the game whatsoever. But I was looking at some photos of the portrait, and I think they did a good job, especially if you put the glasses on. I think it looks like it's ripped out right out of the game. It's not for me, but if you're a fan of the game, I would jump on board. I don't think you're going to be seeing this. I don't think you're going to be seeing this figure anywhere else being made by any other company.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, John. Actually, I'm feeling the same way. That picture on the right, honestly, does remind me of the promotional shots that they were doing in like video with Keanu Reeves when they were advertising the game originally, which is kind of cool. I didn't like the joints on this one, but I just don't like joints on figures, so that's not really specific to this particular guy. But I do think that pose on the right side again hides that ugly joint just a little bit. So Bob Dillons with the $5 super chat says Johnny Silverwick looks a bit soft on the details. Neo for Matrix rebooted will look pretty much the same. Which he's not wrong. With the longer hair, like Keanu Reeves kind of looks the same in every role he's in lately. So you could mix and match a little bit. But this one I might actually consider bringing into my collection if it hits the bargain bin. I also recently picked up this game, and I've only put about an hour or 2 hours into it, but I've been having fun with it so far for what it is. It's not glitchy in the way that it was when it first came out. But
How dare both of you?
Maybe I'll send it to you, Dean, because you don't sell gifts. So then you're forced to keep it.
Wow. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's true.
I have to play just one thing real quickly.
A man can only admit when he was wrong and ask forgiveness.
Okay, so I did look up Johnny Silverhand, and I think it's pretty good. He does look a tiny bit different in the game from actual Keanu. I think the nose is throwing it off, but looking at the screenshots from the game is pretty.
Yeah, like
good.
the furrowed brow. And
yeah,
the nose is throwing me off.
But I just looked at the gameplay screenshots. It's pretty good.
It's a good representation.
I give it a pass.
Okay, there you go.
That's better than like the McFarlane version you could get.
Bro, I just looked up the Pop-Up Toys Parade one. I gotta pull it up, bro. It looks fucking rough.
You would
Pop-Up
hope so.
Parade, because Pop-Up Parade's usually pretty good, but they do anime figures, so I've never seen their.
They should stick to anime, bro.
ones.
You'd hope it was better for the price that Hot Toys is charging.
This thing
No,
looks like
You're not wrong.
fucking. Oh my god, this is. What the hell?
Oh,
What the heck?
Oh,
Like
I think this guy,
like a sick dog, bro.
I think this guy was playing for Iran
dare
earlier
you.
today. Holy cow!
Wow, that
Jesus
seems racial.
Christ.
He looks extra Middle Eastern right here. So I will say,
Looks like Marco Silverhand.
I know, right?
Fuck up, Tom.
Legitimately, that looks just like me. I will say though, I'm kind of with Ben. If it hits the right price, I would consider this one. A game that I picked up for $10, like I was saying, I wait for these
That's a good
games
deal.
to go. Yeah, $10. I was like,
I'd
I'm
buy
going to
that
get it.
for $10.
Wait for the next gen patch to come out. Really enjoyed the game. When I was getting so into it, I was like, hey, what happened to that figure? And I like started looking this up. This was a few months ago. I think that it's weird enough, right? The head's kind of oversized. The body's a little bit odd, but I like the accessories it comes with. Definitely haven't ruled it out. I'm not a fan of the joints either, but I will say after adding that Scorpion, who has the most horrendous joints, when you pose it in the right way, like the joints are completely hidden.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like got me thinking about that Cable figure. Like, if you get the right pose, this actually looks really sweet.
I will say,
You'll find that on the LeBron too. Like with
Okay,
those jointed
okay.
NBA figures. Yeah, there's good poses you can get them in.
because if you look at his chest on the left or his left side, that's like a unique sculpt even in the body. So it's cool that it's not just like a generic body they threw a metal arm onto, like say
True.
Bucky. This is a completely unique figure. So it is cool in that right.
And it's cool that they're just doing other properties outside of the standard ones, right?
Yeah.
So we need more one-offs like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've done a complete 180 on this figure. I kind of like it. Now that I'm looking at it and seeing all the shit it comes with, it's actually pretty cool.
Comes with some
You haven't even
cool
gone to
shit,
the
man.
one with him playing the guitar. That's
Yeah, I
probably
just
the
like,
coolest
he's got a
accessory.
guitar, he's got that fucking cool bottle, dude. This
Hey,
is
there
pretty
you go.
cool.
If Zach
he the-
plays
is
this
he the
game,
main
he's
character?
100% owning this. No.
Right, he's going to be in.
Yes and no.
Uh-huh.
He's like because I don't know if do you want to talk about it?
No, don't spoil it if it's a spoiler. I want to play this game. I wanted to play it, but it was so buggy when it first came out. I'm also thinking, like, do I want to play it on Xbox or PC? I don't know.
PC.
Let's
whatever's
move
your
on
strongest machine by far.
Probably PC at this
PC.
point.
Yeah.
So Toys released their Omni-Man, or their Omnipotent. They did put out a disclaimer due to the red color of the cape. Yeah, basically.
Yes.
Due to the red color of the cape, it will highly stain the body, so we have had to separate its packaging with the main figure to avoid the color stain. We would strongly advise collectors to soak the cape in hot water overnight firsthand before attaching it to the figure to further avoid the stain. You can apply Vaseline or talcum powder on the bodysuit to protect it from the color stain.
Is this a joke?
This is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Now, first and foremost, Hot Toys has this issue too, right? This isn't just a So Toys thing.
Yeah.
However, to tell me that I have to rub talcum powder or Vaseline on the back of my figure, if this was a known issue, like, I don't understand why So Toys in their factories isn't just already pre-soaking these. Like, I don't know if they just didn't notice it, and then, you know, they open up the boxes one day and they're like, oh shit, like, this is a problem. Yeah. It's definitely a weird.
Oh no,
weird thing.
It's definitely a known issue because this figure is barely out yet.
Yeah,
It's not like they've gotten a bunch of emails like, "Hey, my figure came all stained." People haven't even gotten these yet. I think Bretta just put up the review like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Yeah, he wasn't a huge fan of the figure overall.
Yeah,
oh really?
so-
I gotta watch it actually.
He doesn't like the body at all.
Yeah,
It looks weird. It looks all like loose, like the outfit.
Well,
fits
I think the material's too thick. But anyway,
That too.
like
Brett is in the chat right now too.
okay,
up,
yeah,
Brian?
he gets those figures pretty fast for like the everyday, like average collector. So
He ain't no average collector. That's what you got to know about him.
okay, well,
Who?
I'm just saying he
Visual.
gets them faster than the average collector.
What are you guys talking about?
And
Big Bretta. Our
Sweet
friend
Andrew.
Juan.
Schwa. If they're putting this post out by I think this came out before the video by like a few hours. It's got to be a known issue.
Mm-hmm.
They had to have known it was a thing before they started packaging this shit. So I think you're right. I think they should have been solved first.
Yeah.
But it is also, I have to give them credit where credit's due. It's nice that they even bothered telling people this.
Yeah, that I agree with. Because Asmus just expects you to do it.
Yeah.
The hell? Dare you?
You are crazy. Not crazy. That's maybe mean to say. Nuts. If you if you give them any credit, there's no credit to be given here. To tell me I gotta soak the figure I just bought in water and then do this and this to it. No way. Tell me that before I give you my money.
Yeah,
How about
I
that?
agree completely.
Tell me that before you give me my money. No
Yeah,
way.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jazzy. I don't understand why, if there's this issue, they're like, okay, we're going to hold this off for a week, soak the shit out of all these capes, and then...
If this was a licensed company doing this, they would have been ransacked. That it would almost borderline fraudulent, to be honest, because they're. We can assume it's all speculation that they knew. It's the equivalent of someone selling you a damaged figure, in my opinion, right? They sell you a figure
100%.
without telling you there's an issue with it.
It's like,
and then
when you get it, you're going to have to super glue the arm on.
Exactly. Right, and that may be a little bit overboard, but that's the way I at least look at it. I think that's unacceptable. Now, if they did this before they sold any units and said, hey, well, you know, it's a little bit late in production. This is what's happening. You're going to need to do this and then put it up for sale.
Yeah.
Okay, fair game. I'm buying it knowing that I'm going to have to do it. But to buy it, get it, and then...
Or like if you ordered the figure before this date, it'll be like batch 1. You're gonna have to do this,
precisely.
and we've resolved it for batch 2
Beautiful.
or 3.
Precisely.
But it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence, because, like, they're... Wait, let me just double check before I say something stupid. I mean, they make a lot of figures, right, that they're in the process of making. Like, this is such a weird hiccup. Like, I don't know if it's just red in particular, but... I mean, Hot Toys has this problem with the Jedi ropes from time to time.
Well, like they did that Kingpin that I absolutely love.
Okay, so I was correct. So So Toys, they're doing the Homelander, and he has a red and white cape. So am I going to have to deal with the red bleeding into the white? Like, it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence on that figure. I don't know. And then, I don't know. It's a weird thing for a company that this year has really done quite well for itself, and we'll get into that with the awards show. But John, can we read a quick word from our sponsor?
We can. 1/6 Corner, their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles to their customers. They offer great prices, great packaging, fast shipping, and best in the business customer service. Collecting Weekly listeners get 10% off in-stock figures while our show is live using code C, W10. Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and you can leave the rest to them.
All right, so we let me double check what we got here. Oh yeah, real quick. So on our Facebook page, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary, we have 2 giveaways that are currently live. So we just finished John's really great giveaway for the LBS 1/3 scale Hulk, and we have 2 more.
Thor.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thor. Jeez.
I wish it was Hulk.
Right. John's like, oh, what? I won. Would you look at that? So we have 2 really fantastic giveaways. So we are doing a Hot Toys Classic Suit Spider-Man donated by Elaine the Legend Kramer, and a Small Talk giveaway. So this is like CW/OFAT giveaway, and then Small Talk is doing a selfie series giveaway. So both of them are in the pinned posts on Auxiliary. To enter the CW giveaway, there's a form you'll fill out. You know, it's an easy one. Just sub to the channel, be in the Facebook group. You know, you guys are already doing all that. For the selfie series giveaway, you just go to the post and whatever the number is before you. So if it's 7, you'll comment 8, and we'll just do a count up giveaway. So there's nothing special to do outside of just, you know, being sub to the channel. And we're still working on other giveaways. So if we can get another Hot Toys figure, we'll try to do that as well. So a lot of great giveaways going on CW. You guys have been really great to us this year, and we want to kind of be able to give back to the community. So really cool. And then we have another giveaway that we've had attached to our award show. So we're going to continue that giveaway for the next few weeks for a $50 gift card to wherever you buy figures. So we'll be plugging this every week until the end of December, until these giveaways happen. But yeah, these are really great giveaways, and selfie series is kind of like all the rage right now in the smaller scale groups. We're having a lot of fun doing that. So we do have hot seats. So just a general disclaimer for the gents here. If you guys could please switch over to private chat tab, gentleman's honor on that one. We'll switch over to private chat. And then also if you guys could place your phones down as well in the interest of fair play. We have 4 questions. We have 4 beautiful angels. And then we also have a bonus ox purdy, so you'll have your writing utensil, and that'll be sort of like a Final Jeopardy style question. Let me bring up the board.
I'm scared.
And in this case, we do actually. This is a pretty friendly one, so I don't think this should be that difficult. So again,
what was the name of the sculptor that made this figure in 2016?
What elementary school did Howard go to?
Right.
Private chats and no comments. If you're watching live, you feel free to comment, but hopefully our boys will honor the private chat here. So Dean is in second place with 700 points, 7 points. John and Marco are tied with 800 points, and Ben has 600 points.
You hate to see it.
Sorry, John, you were saying something?
I was saying shit. Marco's on the ball this month, huh?
On the ball this month. So we have 4 questions.
And
now,
I missed a show.
Yeah, really.
Hey, Marco, I just did real bad last week, but
yeah, he did terrible.
I did real bad.
So, John, I'll let you decide. Do you want to have the first pick, or would you like Marco to have the first pick?
I'll pass it on to my compadre.
Okay,
wow, what
so
a gentleman.
So I want to remind everyone of the rules here. So you select your question. You will have 30 seconds to answer that question. If you are unable to answer the question, all the other hosts will be muted. They can unmute and say their name to steal the question. Should you miss the question or should you miss a steal, you will lose as many points as the question is worth. If you get it right, obviously you gain those points. Yeah. So Marco.
And you have to wait until he answers.
Yeah, until he answers or if he doesn't answer.
Okay.
If the clip ends. The sound clip will play. It's like a 30-second one of these type of clips. So Marco, 4 questions on the board. 100, 200, 300, 400. What do you want to start out with?
Let's go 300.
300 points. What percentage cash back do Sideshow give on regular purchases in the form of reward points?
Okay, I don't know this one for sure. I'm going to go with 5% cashback.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Final answer.
5% cashback
nice.
is correct.
Nice.
Well
That was
done.
my guess.
Nice.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure either.
300 on that one. So congratulations, Marco. John, you get to pick your question.
That was an easy question. Damn.
No, that was the 300. So that was right about the top of the difficulty scale.
Okay.
I guess I'll go. Ooh, this is tough. I don't like this. Okay, give me 5.
No. Okay, so sorry. So 5 is the
Oh, sorry.
the double jump.
Yeah. Okay. That's like
4.
4 is the hardest question. Jesus Christ.
Well, I guess it's relative. If you know the first question,
I didn't know.
the last
I
one,
didn't know
vice
the
versa.
the last one.
The third one. Okay.
You
You also have the chance to double your points at the end. So, you could play it safe here and then try to go for the the big win at the end.
Okay, just give me the 200.
Okay, 200 points for John. What is the name of the main Hong Kong-based official retail store of Hot Toys?
Oh my god.
Now, the primary one. I think there's 2 now.
I can't believe I can't think of it.
When can we chime in?
Once his time has expired.
I can't think of it. It slipped my mind. No hints. What is the name of the official thing? I forgot. I can't.
Marco.
Dean.
All right.
Ben.
Hang on. I heard Marco's
Marco.
name first.
I think Marco got it. Yeah.
Okay, Marco, would you like to answer this question for me?
What is Secret Base?
Secret base, then.
That is correct. Way to go, Marco.
That's what I
Marco's on the
actually
ball
knew.
today.
I should have known that for sure.
Dean, 400 or 100? And again, we'll have you guys mic mute for the potential steals.
I'll go 100 to give Ben a chance to get 400.
What a good guy. What a good guy.
What a gentleman.
Okay, for 100 points, Dean. Actually, let me reset.
For some reason, I thought Ben had less, but I'll stick with 100.
I think
Would you like to change it? I haven't clicked the button yet.
No, it's fine. I'll do 100.
Okay, for 100 points, Dean. What fruit is Sideshow famous for using in its size comparison
Jesus
photos?
Christ.
An apple. Final answer.
Yeah, you got it. There you go. 800.
I did not
for
know
Dean.
that one.
What?
Yeah, I thought it was a banana.
Okay.
Are you
Ben,
serious?
400 points for you. Here we go, Ben.
Sounds good.
What character represents the first die-cast figure that Hot Toys produced?
First die-cast figure.
And then, John, if you want to mic mute, and then we'll, if you want to
sorry.
steal.
Trying to think of the first die-cast.
Yeah, it's D01.
No, I know. Would it be the Terminator endoskeleton?
Is that your final guess?
It's a guess, yes.
Okay. That is incorrect.
You hate to see it.
Would anyone like to chance a steal?
Will we lose the point? Will I lose 400 if I get it wrong?
You would lose 400 if you get it wrong.
I'm risking it.
We'll give this about 10 more seconds if you guys want to steal or not. 5 seconds.
I definitely thought it was like that. The
1. Okay. The answer is MMS 195 D01 Iron Patriot.
I was going to guess Iron Man. All
I
right.
was going to guess from
That was-
RoboCop.
No, I thought it was Terminator.
All right, so we have the final Ox per D question. So if you guys want to get your writing utensils out. Now, on the paper, you will write how many points you are wagering, as well as your answer to this question. So I will give you guys the question. If everyone has their writing utensil ready, you guys can all unmute now.
Can we just have a moment of silence for a second? How I didn't get Secret Base?
I can't
Bro,
believe
I can't believe you
Okay, do you know?
I thought
Okay,
that
hold on a
was a
second.
softball
So,
question.
do you know when you're sitting down watching Jeopardy and you're saying you know the answer and you're saying them? I literally had a fucking brain fart. Like, you know when you get a question, you're on the spot and you get a brain fart?
Yeah, that was me last week, and you guys laughed at me for
I was like
15 minutes.
Okay. Bob Dylan says Toys Wonderland.
The first thing that came to my head was KG Hobby. I don't even know why. I don't even know the company. That's just the first thing that came.
Let me ask
Not
you
only
guys
that,
this
but
question.
we talk about secret base almost
I know.
every other week.
Listen,
Okay,
it was a brain fart.
Let me ask you this question before we get into final Oxfordy. What do you guys think of the questions this month?
Yeah, they were good. These
Okay,
ones
they were
fair.
good. Okay,
They were
they were
Not too easy. They were
more
perfect.
okay.
Buddy, it doesn't
All
get
right.
more easy than fucking secret base. What an
Apple.
idiot.
Apple. Okay, for 500 points, is everyone ready with their writing utensil? Or I guess for any number of points. You could bet all your points. You can bet none of your points.
Sure.
So you have to be very strategic here. So I'm going to ask the question, and I'm going to give you a few moments to write, and then we'll start the timer.
And no cheating.
For 500 points, in addition to MMS, TMS, and DX, name 3 other lines produced by Hot Toys. So
Jesus
movie masterpiece, television masterpiece series, movie masterpiece series, TMS, and then the deluxe. So I will accept abbreviations.
We have
And
to
I
do
will start
3 more? Holy.
3 other lines produced by Hot Toys. Oop, let me reset this.
Will you accept? Does it have to be the abbreviation, or can you just say it?
If you write it out, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're writing it, you could just say the abbreviation too. But yeah, whatever works.
Three more.
All right, let's see what we got here. Dean the Dream Martin. Go ahead and unmute yourself here.
I don't even think you can see this.
Okay,
Oh,
so
there it goes.
you bet 0 points.
But
Okay.
VGM, SMS, and LOL.
Okay, so that's not correct. So
VG
Dean loses
is-
0. VGM is
V-
one of the 3. Yeah,
Okay.
VGM is one of the 3. I don't know about LOL. John, what do we got here?
I got Cost Babies,
Okay.
the video game masterpiece, game,
Okay.
and the deluxe.
How many points did you bet?
600.
Okay, so you would lose 600 because DX was in the question. So outside of those 3.
But Deluxe and DX are now
It's
different.
different. Deluxe and DX are different.
That's
Let's
I've
ask
been
the chat.
trying to-
Let's
yeah, I
ask
would-
the chat. Let's ask the chat
Let's-
because
chat.
technically the deluxe is a part of the MMS line or the TMS line. We'll ask the chat.
Okay.
I'm open to that one. I'm open to that one. Okay, so potentially plus 600 for John. So
Come on, chat.
Yeah, chat. Let's see if the chat's with John tonight.
Chat.
Ben,
tempted to go with John.
I'll give it
so
to you,
I'm-
John. So plus 600.
Can you see mine? So I was wrong on all fronts. I put VGS and TVS. I couldn't remember. I thought it was VGS, Video Masterpiece. My apologies. So I got no points. But I also
I put VGM.
I put 400, so I lost 400.
Okay, so the chat is saying deluxe is not a line. It's different. I've heard you guys mention it. Deluxe is not a
What?
line. Deluxe is not a line. I say no. Give it to him. Look at that. You got Ultimate Super Saiyan on your side.
And me on his side.
I call baloney, but it's up to you.
Because
What-
DX is also technically part of the MMS line.
Okay, so you bet 0. So even if John would get this question correct, Marco would still win with 1,300.
It's fine, yeah.
Which congratulations, let's give Marco a round of
Hell
applause.
yeah.
So well fought.
Nice
The
job,
correct the selection of Cos Baby, Quarter Scale, Artist Collection, Comic Masterpiece, Diorama Masterpiece, Hot Angel Series, Collectible Bus Series, Life Size Series, Power Pose, Transformers, Video Game Masterpiece, and then Video Game Compact.
This was a great question. This was hard.
Yeah. So even if John, got it
Yeah,
right or wrong,
it doesn't matter.
Final score would be 1,300 points for Marco, 1,200 points for John, 800 points for Dean.
I should have gotten the
200 points
fucking
for Ben.
secret base question. My name
The
came on
secret
before
base.
mine.
That was the travesty. That was a fucking travesty.
I got to go back and watch the tape.
I
but
was
I
finished
don't-
saying my name by the time Marco started.
I thought I
check-
heard Dean first, but I didn't say anything
It
because
was
I was.
In my,
Dean's
we'll,
a faster
we'll
name
back
to
and
say.
watch
It's
it.
okay,
was
Marco.
one
We
of
don't
the-
take it away
Fired,
from
Marco.
Marco.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't take Marco won.
I do.
Congrats,
I'd say
Marco.
it's
an-
Just
it's
like
an
when,
imperfect system.
just like the Collecting Weekly
Don't you
nominations and winner, we won't
I
take it
think he
away.
would have. I think he
Stop the
still would have
count.
beat me, but still.
hang on. Now I got to go back and watch it. I'm sorry. I got to derail.
Yeah,
the
no,
show.
I think
said it
Dean
way
said his
before.
name first. I won't lie. I just
You'll
didn't.
see in the tape. Yeah,
See in the
I
tape.
said it
Here
way
we go.
before.
Here we go. Let's check the tape because now it's
Just
funny
don't
enough
get the
that
part where I couldn't get the answer right, please. That's embarrassing.
Okay,
'cause
so
I
which
can't
question
believe-
was this?
That was
Secret
an easy
base
question.
No, that was
200
relative.
one.
If you know the first points, there we go.
Jesus Christ! I have to relive this
No
shit.
hints.
What is
sorry.
the name of the official thing? Fuck.
Now I'm very curious.
Unless I lagged.
Hold on.
Hang
I
on,
forgot.
shh.
I can't.
Marco.
Dean.
All right.
Ben.
No, it was Marco.
Hang
It
on.
was Marco.
I heard Marco's name first.
I think Marco got it.
It was Marco. Yep. I forgot. I can't.
Marco.
Dean.
All right. I heard Marco
Ooh, this
first.
Close.
This
Yeah, it was
close.
but
I think of
it
it.
was me for sure. When can we chime in?
It was Marco.
Once his time is expired. Hang on, I gotta. Can we?
I can barely hear
I can't
Marco.
think of it.
Actually.
It slipped my mind.
Yeah. Here we go.
No hints.
It's
What is the
close.
name of the official thing? I forgot. I can't.
Marco.
Dean.
All right.
Ben.
It was
I
Marco.
heard Marco first, bro.
Actually, I think it was Ben. No, I'm kidding. It was
Jesus
Marco.
Christ, can you imagine?
I like us checking the
Dean.
video replay like it was the World Cup.
I feel like I'm in the what is it? The VR ref?
Yeah,
We
VRR.
yeah. Jesus Christ. So I think that's a good level of difficulty for these questions going forward. So we'll kind of hover around there. And as always, I'll give you guys a little bit of hints beforehand. So this one I gave you the 2 sideshow questions, 3 Hot Toys questions. So, but Marco, you will get a $25. I'll hit you up with that next week, and then next show you'll have a full minute to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about. So congratulations.
Awesome. Okay.
And
Thank you.
we will continue with Hot Seat next month. So our main topic of many tonight, we have 3 topics tonight. A sales recap. Do you think that the sales were fire or flop? This was brought up to us by Ben. Rob says Ock should have auditioned for Alex Trebek's gig when he kicked the bucket a couple of years ago.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I will be honest. I felt like they were flop. I almost think that, you know, for Sideshow in particular, I felt like the deals that they did the week before and even the week before that were better. I don't think buy one get one 50% off is a steal, to be honest. You're still paying full price for one item.
Agreed. Totally agree.
Granted, they did have some good deals on some items, but on the whole, I think a lot of the figures that I had sort of in my wish list that I was keeping an eye on price tracking, I don't think that they were particularly good. The Network Black Friday sale was insane. $50 for LeBron, $50 for Shaq. The Mothex 92 Dream Team Jordan, $50 down from $100. To me, that was the best sale, to be honest. Some of the 3D printing sales were really good. Lots of good deals on resin, lots of good deals on printers. Some of the local shops had some pretty good deals. In different hobbies, 20% off. 25% off Wednesday or Thursday night going into Friday, and then 9 a.m. Friday, 20% off. I had actually played my luck. I think Mark would be very proud of me. The store had one of this item that I wanted, and I was like, I'm not buying it today. They couldn't hold it for me until Black Friday, obviously.
Did you hide that shit?
No, I didn't hide it because it's a fucking huge box, like the size of my monitor. But it lasted the whole week. Lasted Thursday night, and then Friday it was there when I got there like at 12.
So
I got 20% off. Got it for a steal. Yeah, so that was the crux of my Black Friday shopping. I went to a few other stores, but didn't really see anything that really caught my eye. Some of the model stores, they had 50% off tables, 75% off tables. Those were some pretty good deals. Had to really kind of fight that urge to purchase, but I think overall, I think it's Black Friday for collectors. I think it was kind of lame, to be honest. I don't think it was a particularly memorable or a particularly strong Black Friday, if I can be completely honest. I was on the whole, I think I was pretty unimpressed. What's up, Benjamin Bowman?
Store wise, like I wasn't really looking for much outside of collecting a pair of earphones, and even then, nothing really went on sale, in my opinion. But I think so. Sideshow had their big BOGO and Cyber Monday event, and we were discussing this on the statue side. I think they really dropped the ball on the statue side. But when you look at the Hot Toys deals, I think some figures were really discounted that were good pickups. I'm looking still because it's still up. That Lando, despite on whether or not that figure, I like that figure. 176. When did you think of Star Wars? OG Star Wars go for 176? I don't know why that figure is so hated. I'm surprised. I'm still
It's a
surprised that's still
beautiful
available.
figure.
I think it was the cape was the
Beautiful.
big issue, but 25% off. I think that's a pretty good deal. A lot of the Hot Toys were on sale, not necessarily for Cyber Monday and Friday, but leading up to the days, the whole 2-week span, you can really snag some good figures at a good discount. But I think that's just because they're so backlogged with product that they had to discount it to clear out that warehouse.
John, I've got a theory on why the Black Friday deals are underwhelming and Cyber Monday. I think there's a lot of people going to their site on those days that normally wouldn't go, right? Your Aunt Karen, your Thea, whatever, your grandma. And so they can kind of have lackluster sales. And to those people, it's like brand new and it's buy one, get one free. And they might be like, oh, wow, this is a great deal on, Spider-Man and whatever other characters. So it's almost like they don't really have to target the deals too incredibly on those days because people are coming to them. And that's really my 2 cents, but maybe you guys disagree with that.
Look at this. We got Benjamin and Robin Bowman. Beautiful people. I think that's an interesting idea, but like at the end of the day, for these sales, I feel like I don't think that's a bad theory, Marco. Like 100%, I think that's not a bad theory. But I feel like in a way, it's been a tough year for everybody. Financially, it's been a crazy year. Like, why not throw a bone to your customers that are, in your groups, in your live streams, because nowadays, like Sideshow, for the past years, they've been really, it's really an experience almost, right? Like you're watching the live streams, you're playing the games, like whatever. I'm not complaining about a buy one get one 50% off, but to me, I just don't think that's a deal. To be honest, to be completely honest.
Not for the
even like
figures
Marco,
that it
you were
was
saying like the
eligible
tumbler
for.
was something like 25% off at one point, and then now it's buy one get one. It's like, I'd much rather it be 25% off because like for my budget, I'm not balling like Marco. Like I get like one figure every once in a while. I'm not buying 4 or 5
I
figures
ain't balling
at a time.
either.
But you know what I mean, right? Like for me, I might
I'm
have a
not
scratch for
used,
one figure, but I don't have the scratch for 2, right?
But buy one get one was a little bit of a because you're like we were saying, we're buying shipping on both items, right? I don't know for the Hot Toys if they managed to ship them together in one box. I know on the statue side, that's kind of like you're saving, but it's not like, wow, I'm saving. It's Black Friday. Let me go out and like have to spend this money because they're paying double the shipping. I would have personally liked to see more of a blanket effect, maybe at a lower discount, where you get a variety, like everything's on sale at a lower discount. Have your warehouse clear out at a higher percentage, but give everything else like a blanket, even if it's 5-10%, because there's stuff on the site you want not discounted at all.
Agreed. Yeah, that's
Yeah, and
kinda
on
where
that point,
go ahead. buddy.
sorry, just really quick, Ben. On the buy one get one free, it's like a cool concept, but it's not eligible for all the figures you may want, right? Like I was looking for the Miles, he wasn't available. Dark Trooper's another one that I'm kind of waiting on. So it's like newer releases or like Boba on Throne. Those ones could have maybe moved the needle a bit.
No payment plan, no rewards point. I don't think can you use your rewards points? I can't remember if you can use.
You can.
I think you still can.
You can use them.
Yeah.
I think with some of the deals, you're very limited as to what you can do.
Payment plan? No, I don't think.
Yeah, payment plan. Even though I typically don't recommend doing that. But.
So for me, it was pretty lukewarm. There was a couple on there that almost got me. The IG-11 was, I thought, a pretty decent price. Definitely that Lando was definitely looking at me, winking at me through the screen. But I'm with you, Zach. The buy one get one 50% off doesn't feel like a sale to me either, especially when I started kind of adding them up, because obviously they're going to give you the 50% off on the lowest, like the lower common denominator of the two figures. You don't get to choose which one is 50% off, right? So I was looking at figures, even like the life-size Sideshow Grogu for $400. I'm like, I didn't want to spend $400 on that guy, but I could justify maybe $200. But then in order to maximize that deal for me, then I also wanted to look for another figure that was in that $400 range. So some of the Iron Man suits and stuff like that. But then I was like, I don't necessarily feel like I need another Iron Man suit just to try and get a $200 off on the Grogu. And even if I do that, it's still $600 American, which by the time I get it shipping and customs and all the things here in Canada, I'm looking at more like probably $700 or $750. Which is just not the amount of money that I'd budgeted. I was expecting to grab a couple things this holiday, and I didn't spend any money, none, zero. On the season. So the only thing that almost again caught my eye for other people, not necessarily for myself, was the Endgame Thanos non-battle damaged version on Cyber Monday. I saw that, I think they put on 25% on that one, I think, which was pretty good. That was close to what we saw with the Pop Culture one a couple weeks back, which is what I took advantage of for the battle damaged Thanos. So, but yeah, no, it did not get any money from me this year.
Good discipline, bro.
Yeah.
All right. That was quite the conversation there. Anyone else have anything before we move on?
Dude, there were no sales anywhere that I was happy with that I felt like I should spend my money. Sideshow, BBT, anywhere. I was like, none of these sales are good. Even here in town, it was pretty lame. Target.com had like nothing. Usually they have something, but fucking nothing, dude.
I heard the Baldo was on a good sale.
Oh, of course. Buy one ball, get one free.
Buy one, get one through the back door.
Wow. Ben had a kind of a fun idea before we get to our bread and butter for tonight.
This doesn't seem fun.
If let me see there. If you wanted to build a Christmas display of 1/6 scale holiday figures, what film or show would you choose?
Jeez.
This is inspired by the Guardians holiday film. So I'll let Ben introduce that a bit more precisely. But do you mean like a dream list of like if you could have any character holiday or figures that are actually released that have taken a part in holiday stuff?
Yeah, so I was thinking more like, holiday movies, Christmas movies. What's one of your favorite Christmas movies, and would you want to collect that movie in 1/6 scale if you could? So for me,
okay, so not necessarily if the figures are available.
Not if the figures are available. It's more of like
I
a
see.
dream list for sure. And like for me,
Gotcha.
like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is one of my favorite movies of all time. I watch that every Christmas Eve, every single year, and get a little tipsy. And there is a bunch of characters from that film that would be, I think, hilarious in 1/6 scale to have kind of set up and create a little Christmas display. You could even, have Griswold, with his boss with a big bow on him, or putting lights up on the house. Or like, there's so many things you could do with his cousin out there drinking out of the what is it, the eggnog out of the moose cup, and like so many good figures that you could make from that film. So. National Lampoon's would be my pick if I could choose any kind of wish list Christmas movie to set up a 6 scale display from.
This is a great question, Ben. One immediately jumped out. Bad Santa, first of all, but Thurman Merman, complete with some sandwiches and some, was it a pink and purple? Sandwiches? Yeah. Enough with the damn sandwiches. And then was it a pink and purple? Purple? Yeah, man, I can't speak. Was it a elephant? Was that what he was after? So it wouldn't be his bad thing.
I think so. Yeah, it's been a
immediately
while
would want a 1/6 of that.
That's amazing.
I'd go Home Alone.
I know you would. Yeah.
I want a Harry. No, I want a Harry. No. Hold on a second.
Wow.
No. I want a Marv. Sorry, I fucked that one up. Marv is the one. Yeah, because then I want a voice chip.
Nice.
With a bunch of bricks, and I want that voice chip to say Harry, or the one when he's electrocuted in the basement.
Yeah.
No, I think Home Alone was
gold
cool.
Tooth you could put in his hand.
Yeah, exactly. I think a Home Alone. I love a Home Alone. Little Kevin, and Marv and Harry, and then the mom when she screams Kevin on the.
I would go for a Christmas, A Nightmare Before Christmas, if I had to pick one. But if I was given two, A Christmas Story. I don't necessarily love this film. I've seen it way too many times. It's kind of just background noise at this point for the holidays. But bro, a fucking Ralphie with the Red Rider, bro, at 1/6 scale, and then you got the 1-to-1 scale next to it. That would be a classic, bro. That would be a banger figure.
That'd be awesome. I could see that.
Now I kind of want to watch that movie too. It's been so long.
It's
always on. It's always on. It's always on in the holiday. But it's kind of that point where it's just on. It's not actually being watched.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But that's a hilarious movie.
You need to have a lamp accessory.
You got to have the kid
lamp.
with the leg lamp, or the kid with his tongue on the
pole.
The
pole. Yeah.
A few hounds as well.
Yeah, there you go.
I had
the duck, bro.
Damn,
that's a banger movie. Sorry.
If I had to pick one Christmas movie, I
Hanukkah,
probably want
perhaps?
an actual, legitimate
Crazy Nights?
6-scale Turbo Man.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, bro.
Like, not that fucking big blocky shit you get at Target. I'm talking like a real Turbo Man.
That'd be cool.
That'd be fucking awesome shit. Funny enough, I think, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Edward Scissorhands a Christmas movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think
it
consider
is.
It. Yep. Yep. Because the end of the movie kind of happens over Christmas.
So's Die Hard, apparently.
Oh, what the hell?
A lot of people say that, yeah.
Yeah, Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie.
I wouldn't mind Grinch. I'm surprised no one said the Grinch.
It'd be a crazy 6-scale figure.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Like the Jim Carrey Grinch or like the legitimate?
No, I'd even do the either or. I think even the Jim Carrey one would be cool.
Yeah.
They did Chewbacca, so there's no.
Just dye him green. Put him out.
I'm trying to look
Better
at
than Loki.
other Christmas movies.
What else is there?
I mean, if you have to think, man.
No, no, it would 110% be a fucking Turbo Man.
How about a Queen Latifah from last holiday?
8 Crazy Nights.
Any
it's a
Queen
Hanukkah
Latifah
movie.
figure would be pretty dope.
8 Crazy Nights? No, that's
It's a Hanukkah movie.
that's redeemed. Yeah.
Dude, the new one, Silent. What the hell's it called? Silent Night? No.
Oh, where they're like shooting each other and shit.
Yeah, fucking.
yeah.
What's his name? It's like a bloody Santa.
David.
Or fucking,
That looks like
yeah, David Harburg. Or
that looks like
They're
it's gonna be
saying
awful.
Elf, which is movie of the week, which we'll talk about in a second.
Oh shit.
Let's move on here. So we have our nominations. They're finalized between now and December 12th, announcing on the Tuesday of the 13th. We'll be going through the figures and companies that meant the most to us this year in collecting now. We had a bunch of nominations from the fans, and every year we kind of look at those nominations and we'll pick the ones that have, if there's 4 or 5, 2 or 3, they'll usually make it into the next round. And then at this point, we just have to vote. Everyone will get a vote of each category. And at the end, we'll have a very clear winner. Now, there is one figure that hasn't come out yet, but if it does get released during the voting, we'll make an exception to add it in, and that's the NR Joker, because it's supposed to be like really close to being released. So we'll see if that will make the cut. But voting is cutting off the 12th of December, so we have about 2 weeks to get that in. So our first category is the most improved company. So we're starting off with So-So Toys. They've done a lot of great work this year. They're currently in the middle of producing their, I think it was like 8 figures for the end of 2022. So that's very cool. Obviously, we panned them a bit today on the show, but overall, I think they've had a really good year this year. We have Sideshow Collectibles. This one was also nominated quite a bit. They've done a lot of great things with getting figures in day one or very close to day one this year. Obviously, a lot of community engagement this year, and so they were nominated quite heavily as well. Mafex, a lot of quality control in the past. I think this year they've really stepped it up, released some really great figures, lots of great Batman stuff, lots of great DC stuff. Iconic Studios, Andrew, Keyboard Warriors, great guy. They released the Ryu. They're on the cusp of releasing, hopefully on the cusp of releasing the Patrick Bateman. They were announced for Most Improved as well. And 3-0, one of my nominees for Best Company of the Year. I think they even took it further this year. I think they've done some really great stuff. So with those nominations, what are we thinking here? We got 3-0, Iconic, Mafex, Sideshow, and So-So Toys. Dean, what do we think?
Yeah, Most Improved, Sideshow, Iconic, 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 coming out with tons of new stuff. Sideshow gaslighting its customers like never before.
Now that's innovation.
If it says sold out, it's sold out.
It's sold out.
Okay. Yeah, I have really no qualms. I think solid lineup. 3-0 was mine too, so
Yeah.
you know me, I'm a sucker for mechs, and they've been doing a lot of mech stuff, so you love to see it.
There you go. For me, I think Sideshow for all the shit we give them. I think being able to offer collectors a more affordable and a more on-time release, whether or not that's Sideshow asking Hot Toys to hold things back till they get them into the ports, or the ports are just working much faster, I don't know. But I think they've done some great things this year. Mafex, I've picked up so much Mafex this year, and they are all bangers. Like, the whole Dark Knight Returns line, absolutely incredible. Iconic, obviously great company. I think they got a very bright future ahead of them for 2023. 3-0, I think honestly one of the best figures maybe of the decade. By the end of the decade, I think the Hulkbuster is going to be up there. So it's a hard choice. I would say if I had to pick today, maybe it's between 3-0 for me, and then also Mafex. But Iconic is really good. I wish they had been able to get a few more figures out this year, but obviously with the complexities of the Bateman, they were only able to kind of get close to that. So we'll see if that actually does get released this year. But it's going to be an interesting thing to see if they do get that out the door.
Yeah, for me, I think my pick would be So-So Toys this year of the list. I think they're all really good picks. So yeah, definitely not able to change anybody's mind on those ones, because I think you guys all have really good reasons. For me, I was impressed with kind of the way that So-So's teased some of their releases this year, and then how quickly we've been seeing them kind of come to fruition. I know that the Omni-Man, or what did you call him? The Omnipotent Man?
Omnipotent.
I know. The Omnipotent Man, I know he's got some issues, but I still think it looks really cool, especially if it was in a museum. I just think that they're coming out with figures that people have wanted in their collection. They're going to fill a lot of gaps in the future for people. So I'm excited to see what they're going to keep doing. Hope they keep on this trajectory.
And I just wanted to highlight Iconic as a company to watch, and whether it's most improved, this is probably a really appropriate category for them. But I think, going into next year, they've got an opportunity to jump up into kind of a company to watch, and one that could be reckoned with. So cannot wait to get that Ryu in hand.
I have to mirror exactly what Marco just said. My vote would go to Iconic. Communication with the collectors. Releases are solid. That Bateman was beautiful. I don't think Sideshow's anywhere close to where they need to be to even be on this list. And So-So, they're just So-So. So I'm giving my vote to Iconic.
Very good, very good. So we'll see what kind of comes out in the wash there, and at the end of this awards reveal, we'll drop the link for you guys to vote as well at home. Best overall company, Hot Toys. This is basically their award to lose. I think they've won it every year for the past 4 years, so definitely their award to lose here. McFarlane Toys, this was my nomination and several other people's as well. In a year where pretty much every company had any excuse to not deliver things on time, McFarlane was stocking the shelves with their 7-inch scale figures, and I don't think any of them were particularly outstanding figures. Some of them were pretty good, but the fact that you had Hasbro 1 week earlier saying they wouldn't get any new product out till 2023, and McFarlane shipping whole in caps to Walmart, like it really impressed me, the fact that they were able to do that. Four Horsemen, the Mythic Legions. This is their first appearance on the list for any CW awards, but a great company. I know a lot of people that collect these. I really like them. I actually pre-ordered my first Mythic Legions this year, the Wizard, which may or may not be a copy of Oz Otherwise, to be honest, but very excited for that, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they do in this contest. InArt, this one was nominated quite a bit by the fans there. Obviously, they haven't made their first official release, but they've started their Facebook group. They've been getting collector feedback, made some changes to some of their figures based on that feedback, and that was enough for them to get that nomination. And then last but certainly not least, Exo 6. This was nominated a lot, and I know Ben's smiling ear to ear right now.
I actually didn't. Once, bro. I didn't nominate this one, to be honest. As much as I love Star Trek, this wasn't my nomination.
Yeah, so as much shit as I give them, I mean, the fans. I want to be very clear here. If it was nominated enough, it made the list. There's no amount of gamesmanship here. Exo made the list, they got the nomination, and so they made the list. So we will see kind of where this comes out in the wash, though. For me, I think it's McFarlane. I think Hot Toys did good, but I think they've built up too big of a backlog for themselves. I'm not very familiar with the Four Horsemen line. In art, I think they've done good, but at this point, they came out of the gate saying they weren't going to be late on any figures, and I think they're kind of crouching into being late on the Q3 release of Joker. And then EXO, I think they've done good stuff, but I just feel like for every good thing they do, I feel like there's one or two weird things kind of attached to those things. Like, they released Kirk in 8 days, which was great, but then it's like, but also if any part breaks, you're just SOL. So it's a bit tough for me. Fern says McFarlane is my nomination, and Equan thinks is pretty good as well. So, Dean, of these, what are we thinking here?
Yeah, I really like Four Horsemen, but they haven't like improved any. They've just constantly been good in like a very kind of static way. Hot Toys, like you said, are good pretty consistently, but like you said, they have a backlog that they just like refuse to get through. They just keep adding to it. McFarlane, to me, they make their shit so fast they can't even have a backlog. It's like they announce a fucking line and then it's in stores
released the next day.
Like the next day. And I'm like, I thought these were just announced. So I'm going McFarlane. They have kept pumping out line after line at a $20 price point. They keep coming. They're coming out with like accessory packs since they can't sell you guns with certain DC figures. It's like, oh, well, we just sell gun packs for Spawn, but really it's for everyone else.
Yeah.
They've done really cool store exclusives, specifically the McFarlane store. I think they've just been crushing it, and I'm excited to see where it goes and make a punchline. Goddammit.
So I got to stick to my guns and with what I said. So this category for me, I'm not too familiar with the Horseman company and their style of figures. For me, this nomination is between Hot Toys and In Art. Just because McFarlane can be good, but I think at that scale, it's like a whole different ball game, in my opinion. I said I'm going to give it to In Art, and I know they haven't released any figures yet. Like, we haven't gotten any in hand. Maybe we'll get the Joker, and then it'll sneak its way in there. But what they did and the way they listened to us with that Gandalf staff, I said that
100%.
if they gave us the staff, I would have to vote them best overall company for the year. So I have to stick to my guns. At some of the shows, Justin did some reviews, which is they've alleged is what we're going to be getting production, whether it's prototype, who knows. Hopefully they'll get that Joker out within the next before we have to give the results of this these awards.
The awards,
because it would be a sin to let it slide and not get them in there. For me, the way they listened to us, we had to work, but it was what's the word I'm looking for? It was very rewarding. When we woke up and saw that post saying that
that was crazy.
Yeah, like that, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And let me just say something quick. With Hot Toys, of course, Hot Toys is still on top. It's just I can't sit here every week and express my feelings towards Hot Toys and how I don't like the reissues and I don't like the business practices, and then give them best overall. Yeah, their product is good. The figure in hand, the sculpt on not on everything, but is good. But I think as a business, they're not best overall, in my opinion. I'd give it to McFarlane before I give it to Hot Toys.
Yeah. Ben, you're on mute, brother.
Thank you.
Well, you know what's surprising? Sorry, Ben. Asmus didn't make the list. That's shocking. Sorry, Mark.
Again, it wasn't nominated. So
Mark's running that Trapper. He should have nominated Asmus. Damn it.
So I like to see that Exo 6 was on there, but I agree, Zach, that like while Exo 6 Star Trek releases for Star Trek fans out there has been like Christmas morning every Tuesday, it feels like, for months. Definitely the way they're going about business is a little strange, and they've been making some pretty questionable decisions. And so I can't give it to them for best overall, unfortunately, as much as I would like to. I love McFarlane figures, and I've got quite a few on the shelf behind me. But they're just like, while you guys make good points about their delivery and execution of figures and how fast they get things in our hands and stuff like that, and it fills that little scratch when you want to buy something and you can go in, they're relatively affordable. Those things are all really positive, but it doesn't get my juices flowing the way that Hot Toys just does. My whole collection room is predicated on Hot Toys and 6 scale releases, and in my opinion, Hot Toys have always been what I wish other toy companies could look like. That's where I've based my whole room around is my Hot Toys.
You have
100%.
NECA Turtles in there. Your top shelf is 1/12 scale Batman figures. How dare you say your whole room?
And I love my room. Don't get me wrong, but the Hot Toys are still my favorite. If there was God forbid a fire in this room, I'd grab my Hot Toys over. And maybe the figures that caught me because I like that and I like that Phantasm.
Yeah.
But
what a story behind that.
Right. But I would say Hot Toys still gets it for me, even though I agree with you, John. There's a few things that I think need some improvement. I feel like that's the case for all of the companies that are on this list, and Hot Toys still does consistently give us some pretty amazing work, and they seem to year over year. So they're going to be the ones I look forward to this year and ongoing years from here on out, I would say.
Yeah, Ben, I completely agree with you. I really want to give this to InArt. They've occupied so much headspace, so much time with us talking about them, so many conversations with them. Yet at the end of this year, it's looking like I won't have anything from them in hand. And I don't know when I'll get it in hand because they've kind of gone silent. So, they were trending towards, if that Joker came out, it was looking like they would end up being the company of the year because it's like, okay, they're coming for the top dog. They're producing something that no one else has really been able to. But since they've fallen short of that mark so far, I think it's Hot Toys. Hot Toys, as Ben was saying, inconsistent. They've had some releases that are not quite up to their standards, but they are a well-oiled machine and they're pumping out stuff right now. And no one else has given us, or me personally, the Star Wars Marvel one-off figures that I really love. And they're getting so much of my money. So for that reason, it will be Hot Toys.
Very good, very good. So we have best under 35. So this is meant to give some of the lower end figures a bit of bite against some of the more higher end 1/12 scale figures, or I guess it's any scale really. We have the Gohan from Dragon Ball Super from SH Figuarts. This came in right at $35. NECA The Last Ronin. The armored version was the one that was nominated the most, but both were also nominated quite a bit. Didn't want to split the vote there, so we just went with the one that was nominated more. Ahsoka Tano from The Mandalorian. The BAT, the Bat from the G.I. Joe Classifieds line by Hasbro. Cobb Vanth by Hasbro. I don't know that everyone here collects the 1/12, so we can kind of blow through this one just a bit, but I would say the Gohan, for me, one of the better figures on this list. I think one of the better figures in 1/12 scale, to be honest.
Yeah, it has updated articulation, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like their new, I guess it'd be their 3.0 body. Proper color scheme, excellent price point, usually a ton of accessories. I think this is a banger. I'm also going to Gohan.
Wow. John, I don't know that you collect 1/12, so feel free to skip this, but Ben, Marco, if you guys collect this as well, let me know what you think, or we can move on.
I just found it hard to find a pick that was under $35 because there are some that were like amazing figures but were surpassed that line. My pick didn't end up making the list, I don't think, because I'd picked like an Arkham Batman that I love in my collection. But from the pictures that we just saw, I would say either that turtle, that Ronin, or this Gohan. That Gohan, when I look at it, that looks to me like a screen rip from the show, which I think is pretty badass.
Yeah. Marco, anything? Okay. All right, let's move on. So we have the best 1/12 scale. Again, we'll blow through this one just a bit. Wolverine by Mezco. Hulkbuster by 3-0. Again, I think one of the best figures, honestly, that I've ever seen.
I think so.
The Mark 43. Both of these had a ton of nominations. I didn't feel right leaving one off the list because I do think they are fairly different. This one also by 3-0. The Buzz Lightyear by SH Figuarts. A lot of people, when this one came out, were thinking figure of the year, but I got to give it to the Hulkbuster there. Yeah. And then the Batman Golden Age by Mezco. I would lean pretty heavily into the Hulkbuster on this one. What do you think, Dean?
I'm leaning more towards the Hulkbuster just because the price point could have been much higher. And you get a banger figure for the dollar amount. But I think I'm gonna go Buzz Lightyear on this one.
Wow.
Yeah, I've watched a ton of reviews on it because
Crazy.
I finally watched the movie. I was like, oh, this movie's not as bad as everyone said it was, but it's not great. It's not a great movie, but it's cool enough that I was like, I might want to Buzz. So I watched a lot of reviews on that figure. It's fucking cool. It's a pretty cool figure. So I'm gonna go with Buzz.
Okay, I respect that. John,
I think
Ben,
I think I'll go Hulkbuster as well. I think Eddie actually unboxed that with us.
beautiful figure.
It was very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was Hulkbuster for me as well.
Nice.
I just want to give a shout out to that Mezco Wolverine. That's one, and this Hulkbuster is obviously beautiful, but that's another one that's made me almost venture into this scale. I've got a few figures. Obviously, the Ninja Turtles on their way, but I'm trying to stay out of this because there's only so much bandwidth to collect everything.
Well, those aren't technically 112, so you're still fine.
Okay, there you go.
I think they're what scale are they? The 7-inch
NECA?
scale. It's not
7-inch
technically
scale.
12.
Yeah. So we have best non-traditional scale. We're starting off with the Mandalorian quarter scale by Hot Toys, the T-Rex, the Hammond collection by Mattel, the Galactus by Hasbro. This was part of their HasLab program. The Last Ronin by NECA, and then Fordo by Hasbro. I think with this list here, I don't know. I really like the Hammond Rex, to be honest. I think it was such a good figure. But, man, the Hot Toys is really good, and it went really cheap for, like, no reason in the middle of the year. Galactus is definitely a no for me.
Oh, Jesus.
I would say it's between Mando and the Rex, to be honest.
Yeah, that quarter scale Mando is fucking impressive as shit in person. I'd rather die than nominate HasLab for anything except always the biggest pieces of shit award. So that will never get my nominee. I'm actually tempted to give it to the Rex because you could not find this thing to save your fucking life. This thing was so hard to find. People love this thing. So I'm going to give it to the Rex. I would much rather pick like Fordo, but like my guts tell me that the Rex is actually the one that deserves it.
Okay, I respect that.
I'll give it to
John,
the
do you
Hot
have anything
Toys,
on
the
this one,
Mando.
The Mando Hot Toys?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I
Okay.
have to. I just think that, like you said, it was the discount was there. I just think overall that was a really great figure.
I respect that. I respect that a lot.
That's fair.
Ben?
It was Rex. It was Rex for me. I bought this one a couple months ago. It's up on my desk upstairs in the office, and I think it's a very, very cool figure in person. So if you get your chance to get your hands on that one, I still recommend it. I think all of them are great picks, but I love that Rex. So that was my nomination.
Yeah, I just really like that Galactus. That's something that really catches my eye and just seems like a really cool piece. Not for me, but looks incredible.
There we go. All right, let's move on. We have the best third party. So this is, now we're kind of getting into our territory here. We have the Boss Man by So Toys. We just unboxed that a few weeks ago. USB had that really nice figure there, 2 portraits, and basically kind of like 1.5 outfits. We have the Cajun Card Dealer by So Toys. The Cloud Strife by Game Toys. I know Dean's a big fan of that one. The Indiana Jones by Present Toys. And then the Trickster by So Toys. This one, there's a lot going on here. I would have to give it to the Cajun Card Dealer, to be honest.
You put the wrong
Purely because... Wait, what?
You put the wrong Cloud on there. That figure comes out next year.
God damn it. Okay,
Cloud, the Cloud came out this year, but that Cloud comes out next year.
Okay, I'm not changing on the slides because I already got literally everything done. But yeah, it'll just be that one, I guess.
It's gonna confuse people, but sure.
Okay, well, people can be confused. Cajun Card Dealer.
You're gonna taint the results.
Okay, Cajun Card Dealer. I think the fact that they basically went up against Sideshow right when they were releasing their licensed version, and I think frankly just completely outpaced the licensed version
destroyed.
Never
it.
seen anything like that. Never seen anything like that. I think this to me is one of the best third-party figures ever made. I've never seen it in person, but I think we've seen a lot of photos of it on the groups. I think it's great. You're on mute, team.
Yeah, I'm going third party. I'm going Game Toys Cloud Strife. That figure, literally perfect. Comes with two swap out arms, seamless and not seamless, depending on how you want to display it. You could get it in a deluxe with the motorcycle or by itself. It retailed for like $150 and sold out for the pre-orders. Like the pre-order sold out. So if you wanted to get one, they were like $500. I think they're like up to like 1,000 right now. That figure is just fucking incredible, honestly. Materials, tailoring, scale, the way the like sword attaches, it comes with like little accessories, the likeness, fucking insane. That figure is literally my favorite figure in my collection of all time. So that's the one.
John?
I'm going to go with the, I don't know what the unofficial name is, the Kingpin.
Yeah, the Boss Man?
The Boss Man. Oh, that's my nickname.
Well,
it depends on where I am. I think they did a really good job with that figure. I like that from day one, and I'm not too much of a third-party guy, but that one's cool. The way they give you both portraits and the swap out a vest with the blood on everything, I liked it a lot. Besides when Sean unboxed it, his feet were like up his.
I've seen a couple like that now.
Yeah, that besides that, the packaging. Other than that, I thought it was really well done.
Mine is also the Boss Man. I think the likeness to Vincent D'Onofrio there is insane. Yeah. I think it's so good and and the blood spatter is also amazing. I think they've done a really good job with how they've made that look. I like that it's swappable, like John said, but I also think that like if I get this in my display, it'll be this look in there, and I think it looks phenomenal. I think it could pair easily with any of your best Hot Toys, and feel like you had no real quality difference there at all. It's amazing.
Yeah, I want to go with the Indie because that's one I've had my eye on, and I just never pulled the trigger, but I think it looks great. But it's a Cajun car dealer. That figure, it's my first third-party figure, my only until Rogue arrives, but it's just such a beautiful and well-done release.
100%. Jealous you got that.
Very good. Doing some live editing here. Give me 1 second here, just so Dean's happy.
I hear a lot of people like that car dealer.
It's really nice, honestly.
If you ever want to move it on.
Dean, is this the one here?
You're number one.
Every time I hear Cajun car dealer, I think of Cajun chicken.
I do too.
That's the problem, right?
Cajun
you get
chicken.
hungry every time.
I get a little hungry.
Give me 2 seconds here, boys. We gotta.
Zach, I've given you 2 hours and 1 minute. Zach, 2 seconds too much to ask for.
I know.
The only thing that also
3 hours in my club.
Yeah, exactly. It's too much.
Didn't Sean mention though that there was also potentially a little bit of yellowing in the white suit? That was the only other
the glue
slight concern that I had.
Like what they used, the yellowing, some glue or something they used.
Let me get this up here. I'll edit this while you guys are.
Actually, a lot of people like that Indiana as well.
Yeah, I mean there was a big hoopla right when it sold out, and then they put it back up.
Yeah. Best portrait, we have the Bela Lugosi by Caustic Plastic, the Dracula, really great figure. The Gandalf the White by Asmus, obviously, you know which one I'm voting for.
This was John's nomination.
Boba Fett on Throne by Hot Toys. Now, just to clarify, when we talk about these figures, if there's a deluxe version, it's implied that we're doing the best version of these figures. The Boss Man by Soso Toys, which shocked me that a third party cracked into the best portrait this year. And then Vito Corleone by Damn Toys. This is a toughie.
This is tough.
I'm voting. I really like the Gandalf. I have it in hand. I think it's a great figure. But if Gandalf wasn't off the list, you got Dracula, one of the best portraits I've ever seen. Boba Fett, fucking shrink raid Tamora Morrison from the show.
Can we just make that one just Boba Fett overall? Because it's the same sculpt as the 2-pack.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you could go with whatever, but and then Vito Corleone by Damn Toys.
Okay,
I mean, this is a
Sound like you're having a stroke when you're saying that.
Vito Corleone. Oh boy, yeah. This is a good list, to be honest.
I go with fuck the order. I go with
Go on, Boba.
Boba, 100%.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say. We said it when we saw it. You just said it. Shrink rate. That's the definition of best portrait. Shrink rate.
Yeah.
I think all of these are shrink rate. If I'm being completely honest, all of these are next level portraits. To be honest.
No, I'll give it to Hot Toys. That one. I gotta give it to Hot Toys. That one.
Yeah.
My next up would be this Vito.
Wow. Ben, what do we got?
It would also be Boba for me, but a close second was that Vincent D'Onofrio.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm looking at that Vito right now. It is really good, and I have yet to unbox the Boba, but I've seen enough from both the 2-pack and the one on the throne. I think it's the Boba. It's too strong of a sculpt.
Yeah, I agree completely.
100%. I think we've lost Dean for a second, but we'll move on. We got the best 1/6 scale of the year. So this is licensed 1/6 scale. We got Miles Morales by Hot Toys, Luke Skywalker, Snowspeeder by Hot Toys, Boba Fett on Throne by Hot Toys, Vito Corleone by Damn Toys, Gandalf the White by Asmus. I don't know. This is a toughie too. I really like that Spider-Verse Miles. I've seen it in person, but I haven't seen it like futzed and kind of posed up. It was just in the box
with proper sneakers.
Yeah, well, that's a good point though, because it doesn't have the sneak. You have to spend an extra like $30 to get the right sneakers. The Luke is really good. Again, not one that I've seen in person, but one that a lot of my friends have. A lot of my friends enjoy it. Boba Fett on Throne. A lot of people thought they were going to cheap on that throne, and I think it came out to be quite nice. Vito, great figure. This is a good list.
Oh, this is tough. This one.
This is really tough. I think I need to really sit on this one. I want to say, my heart wants to say Gandalf because obviously I love Gandalf, but man, that Miles was such a good figure. I love Miles too. But man, that Boba on Throne is such an impressive piece. Like we all thought the throne was gonna be cardboard or like some shitty material, styrofoam, and it came out as a hefty fucking piece of gabagool.
Because Boba Fett, you get a whole diorama, right? But the same thing is also true for the Don Corleone. You get a whole plethora of accessories that set him up in different ways.
So many for a great price.
Yeah, the Luke Skywalker doesn't really come with much, if I'm being honest. Like a helmet, I think that might be about it. Just in terms of like,
and the hook and the cool base.
Yeah, but that's cool base. That's stretching it.
Well,
the weathering is insane.
I think
the Miles comes with a whole fucking other outfit, to switch up the look any which way you want in the whole film. So I don't know. It's tough. I think, and then again, Gandalf comes with a whole fucking horse.
Yeah.
So it's tough. You gotta.
Yeah, but don't forget, it's best 1/6, not just accessories. It's likeness as well.
I know, but I'm saying
it's the whole package, right?
The whole package,
everything in the box.
Yeah.
Luke, compared to all these guys, is fighting a huge uphill battle. I want to say Luke because I think that's an outfit people have been wanting for a long time. It's a great rendition of the character. They didn't really update the sculpt any, but they changed the hair, and I think it brings the face like more alive. I really do like the Luke, but again, everybody else comes with a whole other bunch of cool stuff that you could do with the figure. So I'm also gonna have to sit back and really ponder.
I will say this: I'll give you two contenders. I'm not gonna pick. Well, I like the Luke. I really like the Luke. I don't own it. I like the Luke. The outfit looks good. I've seen some unboxings really hit the marks there. I think in this category, it's really going to be.
Intended.
Oh yeah, see that was good. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's it. I really think it's between Luke and the Damn Toys Godfather, because where the Luke lacks, although the likeness is nice and the figure looks good, where it lacks in accessories, the Damn Toys Godfather has the accessories, comes loaded with accessories, and the likeness is there. For me, it's between those two. I don't want no crooked staff in my opinion.
Well, I don't think the staff is crooked.
No
it's just
3D
the wrong
printed
shape
has been ugly ass staff. I fought tooth and nail to get that in-art staff. Zach fought, and we get that ass hat piece of rubbish plastic mother crap from Asmus. No, Unacceptable.
To be fair, I did fix my 3D printed staff, John.
Well, even that's the one that was crooked.
It was crooked because I hadn't glued it yet. I just showing you guys I got the damn diameter. John's like, dude, this thing fucking sucks. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gonna quit doing this.
I'm gonna quit. So I was really excited to have Miles in my collection because I loved Into the Spider-Verse, one of my favorite films of 2021, I think it was, I guess now. Couldn't wait to get the figure in hand, and I would say, like, I don't have it yet, but from everything I've seen, it does not disappoint. Even the background little diorama piece that he comes with, super colorful and cool looking, really, like, goes with the flow of that film, the multiple looks that you can give him. I mean, you could literally walk past that guy every day and change his look for a week and not feel like you had the same figure. In fact, it's one of those contenders for me of, like, wanting almost 2 in my collection because you can have such vastly different looks with it. So for me, my pick is Miles, but I would also say that Damn Toys Godfather is a very close second. While I wanted to say the Boba on Throne, my level of excitement for Boba has slowly diminished over the years, and so while it's a really great figure, I just, for me, isn't one that I was all that excited to get.
Yeah, I like so many of these releases, and so many of them I've wanted to add to my collection or have added. But I think just overall, in the way that I want to see Hot Toys, add more value, I think it's got to be the Vito. For the price, for all the accessories it comes with 2 head sculpts, the tailoring's really nice, like everything about the figure, all the fine details. I think just overall it's just a really impressive release. And although there's some Hot Toy sculpts that are a bit stronger, or some detailing that's a bit nicer on certain pieces, that's just the best overall package for me.
Definitely. Coming up next, we have the figure of the year. So this is our final category. So we have Miles Morales by Hot Toys, the Boss Man by So-So Toys, which again, third parties cracking into that upper echelon here. You'll love to see it. We have Gandalf the White by Asmus, Hulkbuster by 3-0, and Boba Fett on Throne by Hot Toys. With this category, we did do a 6th figure. It's the only category with 6. Again, it's really dependent on nominees, to be honest, but this one actually did not have a single nomination in this category. And when I talked to Danny before the show, he felt very strongly that it should be in there. And after kind of looking at the figure and, kind of all the other nominations that got in the other categories, made the call to go ahead and make this the 6th figure in this category. So we'll see how it does. But honestly, I think Hulkbuster value, dollar value, I think might be one of the greatest, like I said, one of the greatest figures we've seen in a long time. So I think it's tough to pick another figure over this. I do like the Gandalf, but man, this is honestly, like, when you look at this figure, the price point, the articulation, the features that you get, it's a strong figure.
Yeah, I'm still gonna have to think about it because I think it depends on what I decide as figure, or the 1/6 figure of the year, because half those figures are on this goddamn list. So if I think that one's gonna win, then I'll probably just pick that. So I still gotta think about it.
Yeah, too bad the damn toys didn't make it. I think I would have. Yeah, I'm with Dean. This one's a little too close to pick. Like, when I look at it for my personal collection, what I choose from this list, I really think I would go with the Luke. I really think I would. From this list, from these nominees.
Can you show the whole list again, Zach?
Yeah, so we got Luke in the 6th spot, and this order is, there's no particular order. Boba Fett on Throne, Hulkbuster by 3-0, Gandalf the White by Asmus, and the Boss Man by So-So Toys. We also have Miles Morales by Hot Toys. Also in the chat, I will drop the link if you guys want to start your voting. You could do so now. Remember, one lucky person will get a $50 gift card wherever they buy their figures from. So there's that.
So, quick question then: if the Joker from InArt comes out and it's as good as we're all hoping,
if it's as good as we're all hoping, it would likely be added.
Okay,
we'll have to get together as a 5 of us and think, where does it slot in? And that wouldn't mean taking another figure out. That would just mean everyone would get to vote again if they've already voted and they want to vote for Anart. We would take out their original votes.
So for me, out of this list, my selection would stay the same, Miles. If the Joker comes and it's as good as we're hoping, I'm anticipating that would be my figure of the year. But
Yeah, I do like this Miles. Excited to get him in hand. I'm with John exactly on this, though. If the Godfather made this list, I would vote for that. But the Luke Skywalker, beautiful figure. I was giddy when I opened it. I love all the detailing, everything about it. So I'm going to go with the Luke. So really happy that you decided to add that to the category.
Definitely. Anyone else? Anyone else have anything they want to add here before we move on to movie of the week?
Wow.
No? Okay. All right. So
just
we have
honestly, just definitely vote. Everybody listening, please vote. We want to hear from you. We don't want to just hear from each other. I want to hear what you guys in the community are saying for these. So.
Yeah, there's always every year there's always people that are like, oh, well, why didn't this figure make the list, or why didn't
100%.
this make the list? And I always ask them like, well, did you nominate, or and they say no, and it's like, well, that's why. Like, the Luke is only on here because Dan made a very convincing argument to me today, but this is all from the community, right? So they've nominated these, we've compiled them, we've made all the graphics, so it's up to you guys to kind of tell us who wins. And when the award show happens, we'll show you guys the graph and we can say like, oh, like this figure had 20-30% of the vote, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the voting is live.
And we promise you won't find the ballots in the river.
All right. So put that link there one more time in the chat. Let's move on here. So we have Elf as our figure there. Movie of the week. Buddy was accidentally transported to the North Pole as a toddler and raised to adulthood among Santa's elves. Unable to shake the feeling that he doesn't quite fit in, the adult Buddy travels to New York. Wow, New York. This has been a weird day. In full elf uniform in search of his real father. As it happens, this is Walter Hobbs, James Caan, a cynical businessman. After a DNA test... Jesus. After a DNA test proves this, Walter reluctantly attempts to start a relationship with a childlike Buddy with increasingly chaotic results. This is a good movie. And I didn't realize until... Who was the... This is a Favreau movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yep.
I didn't know that until recently. And
he's the doctor in it.
Yeah. This is one of those Christmas classics, right? Will Ferrell, one of the funniest actors of all time. Elf, one of the best Christmas movies of all time. This is an excellent pick. I think it has the right mixture of humor, a little bit of it's got to kind of adjust to life outside of the North Pole. It's a great movie, man. I fucking love this movie, and I'm shocked that, like, I know Ben mentioned earlier the 1/6 stuff. Like, I'm shocked that we haven't seen even like a third party Elf Buddy. It's shocking to me, but yeah, that's a great movie. I fucking love this movie. I love the opening, like, animation stuff with like the little claymation type characters that he interacts with. This is a good movie. This is a really good pick.
Dude, the scene where he's like, Santa's coming? He like freaks out.
Oh, my God.
And then he shows up. He's like, you sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah.
I completely forgot Zooey Deschanel was in this movie because she's a blonde. I think that's the only time she's been a fucking blonde is in this movie.
She's
So
way
beautiful.
cuter as a brunette. Can we just agree?
Oh, 100%. But she's super cute either way. I love Zooey Deschanel. Yeah, this movie, I remember I had never seen it for years, and everybody wouldn't shut up about this movie. And finally, I forgot why I watched it, but I did. And I was like, oh, this movie deserves all the praise it got. It's so funny. James Caan is such a good kind of... I wouldn't really call him an antagonist, but he's definitely not the protagonist, right? It's his dad, right? If I remember correctly.
Correct.
And yeah, and they did a lot of cool filming with this movie because obviously Buddy is much bigger than all the other elves. If I remember correctly, they built like two separate sets. So when Buddy was standing in one, he looked, huge. And then when everybody else was standing in it looked really small. Or did they do like what they did in Lord of the Rings, where it's just like camera tricks? You know,
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's
a little bit of both. It's like so good. You could tell it's like a practical effect because it holds up. Like it doesn't look shitty. And this is like not a new movie. It's pretty old at this point.
2003.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's so good. It's such
We are
a
I didn't realize
old.
it was that old.
We are getting old.
As much as people love it, I still kind of think it's underrated. Like it's so good that people don't really. Well, I guess no, people do bring it up all the time, but I think it could be brought up more, like in terms of like a list of like the greatest Christmas movies ever.
Really?
made. I love this movie. This is so good. Yeah.
I think as time has gone on too, like people involved with it have become more in like the mainstream culture, like Zoe Deschanel, like you're talking about, or Favreau, who's like now one of our all-time directors of our generation, I'd say.
Yeah. And Will Ferrell, of course, it's like a comedian legend at this point. I think back then I think he was still SNL in 2003. Or maybe he was coming out of it. I don't remember. But yeah, amazing movie.
2003. Can't believe 20 years next year this movie makes. Wow.
That's crazy.
IMDb 7 out of 10, 85% Rotten Tomatoes. About an hour and 37 minutes. For me, it's a good movie to play in the background during Christmas. You kind of watch it once. It's not like a Home Alone where it's you can watch Home Alone once a week during the holidays. This is fun. Doesn't crack my top 10 list though. Will Ferrell did a good job. I do like how they were in the classroom and you get that effect where Will's massive and with the little elves. That was cool. Peter Dinklage was funny. It was good to see him.
So good to see him.
Yeah.
Say elf one more time.
Yeah. It was fun. What more can you say? Like I said, I don't know. Will Ferrell is not my favorite comedian. Maybe that's why. But I think he did good here. It's a fun Christmas movie to have playing during the holidays. But if you ask me for my top 5 or top 10, I don't think it makes it.
Yeah, so this is one that had to grow on me as well. I think Mark's saying that. I think the first time I saw it, I was anticipating a bit more vintage Will Ferrell from like old school, where he's a little bit more crude. And, like Step Brothers, like those are some of my favorite Will Ferrell performances. This is very much a family movie. So I think once my brain kind of adjusted, like, oh, it's just like a cute, fun family movie. It's incredibly just so well done. And there's a lot of stuff for adults as well, right? There's a lot of adult humor in it. Zoe Deschanel's incredible in there. We watch it every Christmas. Gigi loves it. I have so many friends and family that love this one. Will Ferrell's performance is just timeless. I think this is just one that I'll continue to go back to because it's just a really cute, fun Christmas movie.
Totally. Can you guys hear me okay? My internet crashed entirely there.
Oh, I can't hear you at all. You're on mute? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Ah, damn it. We should have done the
you
joke.
hate to say it. You should have messed with me.
Oh, damn it. I'm too nice.
So every time I see James Caan, I think of Alien Nation. I don't know if you've ever seen that film.
Hell yeah, dude.
That was an amazing movie.
You don't
back
think
in
of The
day.
Godfather when you think of...
No, I think of Alien Nation, which was a very twisted alien film. But I like this movie a lot. Shauna and I went and saw this in theaters as COVID was kind of slowly being canceled here in Canada last year, and theaters were starting to slowly open up. They did like $2 days around Christmas. And we got to go see this in theaters. Yeah, did you hear? It's a big thing. And so that was fun to see this movie in theaters as an adult, which was kind of fun. I love the singing in the shower scene with Zoe Deschanel. That song always gets in my head after I see that scene. Him setting up all the lights and everything in the store, I think is pretty cool. And I really like the boss, how like intense he is. And then the scene there where he's eating this spaghetti and putting like I think maple syrup in the spaghetti.
Yeah, she's like, you really like sugar, huh? He's like, is syrup sugar? Yes. Then yes.
Part of the main food groups, candy corn.
LC, the main food groups, candy canes, candy corn, and syrup.
Yeah, all the Peter Dinklage scenes crack me up too. Like the whole film, the whole time I'm laughing. I love that it's the doctor. He's a pediatrician, isn't he? In the film, or am I thinking? I'm thinking different type of doctor.
I want to say you're correct.
Yeah, but anyways,
you're thinking of forgetting Sarah Marshall. I'm a pediatrician. You're sitting on a fire truck.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. You're right. Either way, I was excited to watch this again a couple months ago. I didn't see it for this movie week, so I apologize. I'm not as fresh on it as I would have liked to be, but that's a good pick. If you haven't seen it, give it a chance for sure.
I want to say, Ben, it's your choice for movie of the week.
I honestly think we should do Edward Scissorhands. It's been probably 2 years since I've seen it, and I'm kind of interested in that figure. So,
is it streaming in Canada? John, can you double check?
I can't check. My phone died.
It's on Disney Plus. You guys
should be fine. Yeah, if it's on Disney Plus, it should be fine.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Let's do that. I'm actually really excited. I haven't seen that one in a very long time.
Let's do it.
Don't get too excited,
our movie.
Zach.
Yeah, our movie of the week is Edward Scissorhands. Let me just blow through this real quick. We got
Ezra?
the awards.
No, he went to jail. That guy.
Don't rub your lobes.
Yeah, we got the award show. We'll drop the link on Ox as well. Be sure to vote. $50 gift card, giveaway stuff. You already know that. Let's just, let's get through these Patreons, and then we're running real long today.
Yeah, we got the three pillars: Sean Fear, Ian Seaby, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Valen, Serena, Ben Thomas, Chris Liddy, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Thomas Clark, Sweet, Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Credit, Big Ol' Fern, King Zach, Caesar Mariquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick DeGregorio, The Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Aled Morgan, Tukathri Watt, Derek B., Aries Portillo, Pablo Meza, Carlos Saavedra, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Jimmy James, Stephen Perja, Sean Huseby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer.
You love
Every week, as soon as I start reading this list, Kevin runs out of the chair because he knows the show's almost over.
Oh, that's adorable.
It's super cute. It's like he knows.
Yeah, let's do another show.
Oh, wow. Let's go through here. We got the November Patreon benefits, the Hollow Philo sticker, the Hollow New this week. We'll be announcing the December sticker in a little bit. Patreon stuff. I'll just blow through this. You guys already know about that. We'll hit you with the link. Prices $5, $7.50, $15, $25. YouTube channel members, we got Mojo Z78, OG Fan, Absolute Irwin, Mark Pearson, DK Avenger 702, Ben Thomas, OMFG Rick, Paul Schreiber, S Beam, Andrew Gibo, Andres IB, CC3PO, Daminator, Carlito, Sam Gis, CT603, Thomas Clark, Eddie Mendez, Benjamin Hansen, Sia Dreams, Chris Fee, JC, Big Ol' Fern, B-Chan, Cram, and Fat Batman. Thank you guys for all your support. YouTube channel membership starts at 99 cents or $2.99 if you're not on a Patreon. We got a bunch of great shows going on this week. We have After Dark tomorrow at 10:30. I think we should have Feezy's figures on tomorrow, so it should be great. Thursday, I want to say we have, help me out here, OFAC, Small Talk. One of those two sweet guys. I want to say it's OFAC. And then Friday we have Club. John's also doing a statue award show, so he's been putting up posts on Auxiliary, so be sure to comment on those. They'll help him kind of gauge what figures and companies should be represented in the statue awards. So we've separated those two. And then this weekend, I think we're hopefully going to do Pose Wars. We only have, I think, one poser committed, so if that doesn't get to at least 4 by Saturday, it's going to be canceled. So if you're interested in posing, Dean, I'm looking at you, and then Marco, I think you said you'd let me know. Please let me know, because it is completely dependent on the community to get this show going. We have TeePublic, buy shirts, I guess, if you want. And then, John, can we read the socials, please?
Yeah, on Facebook, we got Collecting Weekly, as well as Collecting Weekly Auxiliary, our main group. On Instagram, Collecting Weekly, as well as Collecting Weekly clips, and The Everyday Collector. Guys, be sure to follow those pages.
Very cool. Shout out time. Shout out to Marco. Helped me out a lot with the production on the show today. I was trying to really focus on the graphics, and he was able to put together our slides for us for the non-award stuff. So I genuinely appreciate the assist there. Shout out to the community. We had like 70 plus watching pretty much the whole show. So that's really nice to see the support there. Love the engagement from you guys. And shout out to everyone that nominated for the for the nominations, and shout out to everyone that will nominate for the actual awards themselves. So we appreciate that. Ben, Marco, John, if you guys are able to plug this on your channels, that would also be quite helpful. No pressure though, but that would definitely help us get
I
the
have
word
mostly
out
Star
about it.
Trek fans on my channel, so just so you guys know.
You might cap the vote for Exo then, but that's fine. That's totally fine.
Quick question for you, Mr. Zach, and for the team.
For me.
Do we have enough people for Pose Wars Saturday? Because I know you were putting the word out there, and we got Pose Wars coming up Saturday.
Is this guy listening to the show or what?
I literally just said
Did
we
I
only
miss
have.
it?
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
we
my
only
internet's been kind of cutting out of it.
No, no,
Apologies.
that's totally okay.
No, I think
we have one so far. Bobby D. Dean, are you able to make it Saturday for Post Wars?
I was gonna say yes.
Okay, so that's 2. So I would say we need at least 2 more. So Marco said he's gonna check his schedule. So yeah, in theory we might be able to do it. It kind of just depends on a few things.
See, here I was thinking I'm helping the team, and it just seems like I'm not listening. You hate to see it.
You hate to see
Okay,
it.
so-
It's just how it is.
Quick shout out though. Quick shout out to SpongeBob SquareBalls or Thomas
yeah.
out there. I know he's not feeling very good right now, and
I
so
know.
we are all sending him best wishes, get better, so we can see you in the next Pose Wars as well, buddy.
Get better soon, Thomas. A few shout outs really quickly. So many shout outs. What an amazing community, but 2 that are sticking out this week. Shout out to Cuervo for helping me add that miles. Shout out to Scott Bradley. It'll be my new this week for next week. And don't want to throw him under the bus while Gigi's on here, but helping me add a figure that I did not think I'd be able to add. So really excited to unveil that as well. And getting a little out of control here, but when a guy like Scott approaches you, you got to answer the bell.
Big pets.
I need measurements of that churro because people have been hitting me up to 3D print churros, and I genuinely need damn Riley reviews.
I think it could be bigger. I think that's what people have said.
Wow,
Not a
really?
sexual joke. I actually think people have said it could be bigger.
Zach's heard that before.
Maybe you can make an upsize.
Quite
version,
often,
but yes,
John.
we will-
What's
Quite
3
often.
inches scaled down?
We will absolutely get those.
It's cold
measurements
outside,
down
John.
to
It's
a
cold.
T.
It's winter right now.
You guys stress me out. You know that?
I was in the pool.
George Costanza, amazing reference.
Okay, thank you. I was like, okay, I guess.
Any other shout outs before we approach the 3-hour mark?
Everyone in the chat. Shout out to everyone in the
Yeah,
chat.
you guys are absolutely incredible in the chat.
You legends.
Yeah, this show, this awards, all this stuff would not be possible without you guys. So, again, Marco, thank you so much for all the help tonight. Have a great rest of your week, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back tomorrow for After Dark. And, yeah, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Ben.
We'll catch you in the next episode.
Bye.